Tick-tock, time to rock. Just to be nice and to pretend like I have empathy. I will expose myself. Yeah, that's right, Sam Shamoun. You can't expose me if I expose myself. David would expose. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone will be exposed today. Sam Shamoun's been attacking me for years. How much have you seen me respond to all of that?
0.
When people would ask questions repeatedly, looking for drama, I would say, quit looking for drama. I would give them one warning sometimes. Quit looking for drama. Go somewhere else. And I would block them if they were still just looking for drama, trying to get me to talk trash about Sam. So very, very rare for me to say anything. And I'm not going to say anything if it's about an attack on me. However, Sam has made it clear. He has made it clear that he's not just going to attack me. He's going to attack everyone I work with. He's going to go after everyone and just wait for something to jump at them on and then commence to attacking. And so, all right, I do stick up for my friends here. You have people with different kinds of personality disorders. And you can kind of predict how they will interact. My view is all else held equal. If everything else is equal, people with antisocial personality disorder will eventually crush everyone with every other personality disorder. There are some who can take a good stand for a while. Right? There are some who have a temporary advantage, like a narcissist will have a temporary advantage because he's good at rallying people around him and so on. And he'll instantly portray himself as the victim and so on. So narcissists can compete for a while. Someone with borderline personality disorder, oh my goodness, they are so emotionally fragile, and they basically tell you all their lives exactly what their weaknesses are and stuff. And so it's a total mismatch. But notice I said all else held equal. In other words, if you have someone like with borderline personality disorder, they're going to say mean things. They have very impulsive, rage-filled behavior towards people that they get angry at and stuff like that. And they drive people away. But they have terrible fear of abandonment. They have abandonment issues. And so they drive you away and then they attack you. They drive you away and then they attack you. They drive you away and then they attack you. And so what people with borderline personality disorder, what they do, if something arises, they'll just, well, I'm gonna insult and abuse you. I'm gonna call you names. I'm gonna call you names. And so that's what they're saying. I'm gonna call you names. I'm gonna call you names. And the psychopath is thinking, what? You're gonna call me names? I'm gonna destroy your life and psychologically traumatize you. And I'm gonna just focus on completely different things. Now I said all else held equal. All else is not equal here. Sam is the clearest example I've ever seen in my entire life of someone with borderline personality disorder. And for those of you who say narcissism, yes, he does have a good overlap there with narcissism. More clearly, borderline personality disorder, which we'll see eventually. And yes, you are correct. He clearly exhibits symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder as well. But he's also extremely intelligent in one area, and he knows the Bible better than pretty much anyone you know. He knows the Quran better than pretty much anyone you know. He has the most just built-in apologetic abilities and theology of anyone you can see. But he uses his God-given ability primarily to control and abuse and insult other people. And the theology and all that stuff is basically a draw. He gets you in, and then the manipulation and patterns of systematic abuse start, and the cycle of abuse starts, and so on. So that's Sam, and then me. I'm technically a diagnosed psychopath, but I'm also a Christian, so I don't actually want to destroy Sam. I don't want to destroy him. I could have done so at any point in my entire life. It's glaringly obvious how to destroy Sam if you choose to. But I've never wanted to. I don't want to now. I do want to make him stop abusing people, especially the people around me, but everyone else, he needs to stop it. I've just been ignoring him for the past couple of years. So I was hoping he would stop all the endless attacks on everyone. But he's not. He gets worse every year and attacks more every year. And he has made it very clear to me that it doesn't matter where I go or what I do. He's attacking not just me, but everyone around me, everyone I work with, and so on. So, all right, let's go ahead and have this out now. Let's go ahead and have this out, end this cycle of abuse. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and start out with a video clip, because we're going to talk here in a few minutes about Sam is saying that because he criticized me, that's why I abandoned him. No, it was kind of an issue when Sam decided to go off on his own. Right. So we've always known Sam had issues, but we actually thought, hey, if we work with him and we kind of, he's associated with friends, he can kind of keep that under control. And he did for the most part. If you watch, Jesus or Muhammad, he's able to control this stuff. If you look at him when he goes on someone else's channel, he's able to control stuff. When he's by himself, he chooses not to. He just lets everything hang out there, and the horrible abuse comes out left and right. But let's go ahead and check out kind of an overview. We'll be going into more clips and so on, but here's the general idea, because lots of people don't watch his live streams and they have no idea how he talks to people. This is how he talks to anyone he disagrees with. Doesn't matter if you're a Christian, doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, doesn't matter if you're an atheist. This is how he talks to you if he disagrees with you. Let's go ahead and check out some stuff.
All right. So whoever complained, let me say, you're a pig, you're an animal, you're a beast, you're a dirty dog, and you're good for nothing to be destroyed and sent to hell. Wallahi, Khalid Habib, my goal is to get your mother and piss on her and get the Shia to rape that whore, and then also sodomize you, you filthy dog. So what's your background, Augustine, besides your mother being a dirty?
Those first two clips were were from a few years ago. I brought those up specifically because they were stuff I was thinking about back then. And the other clips are recent live streams, lots of them talking about us and so on. So just wanted to be,
so in that clip, he says that he wants to
piss on someone's mother, and help Shias, and sodomize,
rape and sodomize.
Let's check it out again. I think, because here's the thing, I found this clip. There was a particular clip where I was like, I can't act like I'm cool with this guy anymore. Like I can't condemn Muhammad Hijab for talking about people's wives and then be fine with this, which is way worse. Way worse. What he's saying here, way worse than anything I've heard from Muhammad Hijab.
What's the context, David? What's the context?
Oh yeah, no. So I guarantee someone was saying something super nasty to him, insulting him or his family or something like that. This was years ago, but now he's worse. Now, like the slightest disagreement, he flips out. But it was like, how can I be associated with this? How can I be the guy who does live streams with him ever again?
We have called out Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab for saying some really messed up things. I have never heard any of them say something as horrible, as absolutely horrible and messed up as what I just heard from Sam Shamoun.
I think Radvan is confusing with his father. He used to beat the snot out of his mother after his father used to mount him.
Did you catch that? That's him talking about APs.
Right. So here, Sam Shamoun is talking about me, right? He's talking about me. This is just very recent. This is not old. You can tell this is very recent, within the last week, in response to me calling him out for his horrible behavior and for saying that we know that he's a wife beater. In response to that, did you hear what Sam just said? For those who don't catch it, what Sam just said is that my father apparently would beat my mother and would then rape me. That is what Sam just described here. So my father would beat my mother. He's talking about me here, me, would beat my mother and then sexually molest and rape me. That's what Sam is saying here. Now, how in the world does anybody consider this normal or acceptable?
The actual reason is, in his mind, I left him and chose you to do live streams with, and so he's And then finally made it clear that I'm never, ever, ever doing anything with him again, no matter how cool the opportunity seems to him. I don't want to be associated with him. He finally found that out, and it's war.
Let me tell you why, David, you're a stupid, fat bastard. You're too much of a narcissistic, sociopathic scum, tool of Satan, to humble yourself and seek reconciliation. No, you stupid.
Do you see that? I refuse to reconcile with him. This is how he talks to people. I don't want to be associated with it. And since I refuse to reconcile, that's proof that I'm a narcissist. Guys, everyone, just so you know, here's how Sam, he's the center of the universe. Everyone needs to be revolving around him. If you refuse to revolve around him and you say, I'm not revolving around this guy, and you go off, it's because you're a narcissist that you refuse to know your place in the universe. You're the one who's evil.
The Bible calls out whores and your mothers for being whores. You're a whore, brother. You're a whore.
Pause.
You're a bastard.
Pause.
You're a coward.
Pause. Can everybody see that this is where it gets really problematic? Like up until now, all of this was just absolutely horrible and unacceptable behavior. Now here you have an example of where this gets really problematic. He uses the Bible. He appeals to the Bible to justify his behavior, to support his behavior, to support calling people whores. He directly uses the Bible. He appeals to it, and it's going to get worse. He's going to do that further in even more disgusting ways. He uses the Bible directly to justify calling people whores and children of whores and so on.
This is someone who uses the Bible as a weapon and as a justification for him behaving terribly. And so he'll say, look, it says right here, whore of Babylon, so I could call your mother a whore. I call your mother a whore and say your mother the whore who does muta with Shias and stuff because it says whore.
Man. That's what Muslims do. That's what Muhammad Hijab does. He says we can call the enemies of Islam, we can insult them and use the private parts because there is precedent to that. The Prophet also did here and so and so and so. This is what Muslims do. Sam Shamoun is like a Muslim.
He is absolutely like a Muslim. And also notice it's the same mentality as the Muslims, like, we'll do whatever we want and we'll condemn you and you'd better not expose us or else. If you do, we'll destroy you. That's what he says to everyone, right? He'll do all the most messed up stuff. And if you even hey, dude, this is actually bad what you're doing right now. Shut up! I'll destroy you! Blah, 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 blah. Same. It's the same. This guy would be like perfect in dawah. I mean, think he'd be the greatest dawah-gandist of all time. It wouldn't matter what this guy became. He could become a Mormon. He would be the ultimate defender of Mormonism. He could join any sect of Christianity or any cult, and he would be the ultimate defender of that position, except for his personal problems and so on. If he became a Muslim, he would be the ultimate dawah-gandist ever. The only difference is his behavior would be completely acceptable. Almost all this guy's problems are like abandonment issues. If you leave him because of his behavior, he's obsessed with you for the rest of his life. If you disagree with him, that's abandonment, right? That's a kind of abandonment. You're rejecting me, and he has to declare war on you and so on. And only when you completely revolve around him, then you're okay with him. Yeah, no, that's what you learn about Sam over the years. He absolutely loves abusing people. He loves it. He gets off on it. He gets off on abusing people, and he uses the Bible to do it. And he uses the Bible to get followers around him to help him do this. And this is what you find out about him over the years. Look at Lenny face here. Why are you playing this? Is this really edifying for your audience, David? You don't believe in calling out people for horrible, terrible behavior when you've given them years to repent and they get worse every time, and then they're abusing people you know and abusing everyone around you, and you never call it out, dude? You never call it out? If so, I don't know what Bible you're reading. Put your focus on Christ instead on useless quarrels. Wasn't I trying to do that? Wasn't I minding my own business, doing my own thing, trying to focus on the things I'm interested in? Why are we doing this? 100% because of Sam. He doesn't let you leave him. He stalks and harasses you for the rest of your life. And then when that doesn't work, when you still ignore him, then he goes after everyone you know.
Over the last week, I've found out how absolutely horrible Sam Shamoun is. And I think that this needs to be done. This is actually a good thing to do, because I think that guy needs to shut down. People need to stop listening to him altogether. People need to stop recommending that guy, because he is a horrible human being. A horrible human being who loves to abuse other humans, which is why calling him out and exposing him right here is, I think, a good thing to do.
It is. I didn't want to do it, but like, guys, I can't let him just keep abusing and attacking people forever. Like, even when I wasn't calling him out, it was always like, okay, people are calling him out. A bunch of people are. I mean, I called him out to his face for a long time. He never changed. He only got worse. But then I was like, okay, other people are calling him out. He blocks them. And so it's like, okay, you gotta deal with the problem. You gotta deal with the problem. Right now, AP, one of the big things that, because people have been sharing, sending me the clips of what Sam is saying. I haven't watched those live streams that are about us, but people have been sending me clips. One of the main responses he gives is, hey, we've always known that this guy was messed up, but we worked with him for years. So obviously we can't have a problem with him being messed up now. That's one of his main criticisms. These guys have said for years that I'm a great Bible teacher and I know the Bible really well, and they worked with me for years and they did like Islamicize with me and stuff. So they obviously didn't have a problem. No, we always had a problem with it. Right? I'm just going to go ahead and give my background here because I have kind of a different view, but this is kind of required for understanding why I stuck with Sam so long. Because if I didn't have this view, I wouldn't have stuck with this guy for. Regardless of the situation, like given his ability in apologetics and theology and stuff like this, I probably would have tried to help him, but I wouldn't have stayed with him nearly as long. I stayed with this guy for many, many years, and I'll explain why. All right, guys. So if you go back to when I became a Christian, it did not take long after I became a Christian for me to like look at how I became a Christian. And I was thinking, it was like, gosh, if I hadn't been in that block at this time, just looking at that after it happens, like, just all this stuff seems to come together really, really interestingly throughout my life. And of course, like AP a while back, he's like, so did you think that I was going to become a Christian? What do you think the chances of me becoming a Christian were? I was like 99%. I mean, I don't know, but it's like, I don't know. I just think God is putting people together. By the way, everyone who's watching, I don't just think that about myself. I think that about you too. I think God puts you together with other people for good purposes and so on. So you always got to pay attention to who you're around. Maybe you are the correct person to spend time with someone or to talk to someone or to be friends with someone or to something like that. Anyway.
So you're telling me that you still believe that you could somehow help Sam Shamoun?
Yeah, when I met Sam, it did not take long. Like even before I talked to him, you could see this guy. One, he's making like brilliant articles, like brilliant, masterful articles responding to Muslim objections and so on.
We gathered that, David, but can you tell me if it's true that this is your email directed at Sam Shamoun? Sam, this will be my final email. I haven't blocked anything. I just woke up because I stayed up late praying for you, and I have better things to do than argue with a man who blames his wife for punching her in the face. Which is what all men who beat their wives do. You complain that I compared you to the man who punched my mom in the face, but you justified what you did to M by saying that she pulled on your beard. My mom was doing more than that to the man who punched her in the face. So according to you, punching my mother in the face was completely justified, and you were defending the man who beat her. You said that M testified that she, a 150-pound woman, was pulling on your beard, and that this justifies you, a 300-pound man, punching her in the face. Is this your email?
Yeah, that definitely sounds like me. And it sounds like that exact situation back then.
Okay, let me continue. While we can all appreciate M's honesty, we can only wonder why the church suspended your Bible study indefinitely until you submit to church discipline and seek counseling. Is it because, like most people, they don't agree with you that it's okay to beat a woman who pulls on your beard? I have known you for years, Sam, and I've never seen you repent of anything. Instead, when the way you treat people
guys, this is just want to be clear. This is about 10 years ago. This is me telling him about 10 years. I've never seen you repent for anything. You always blame it on someone. Anyway, go ahead.
When the way you treat people is brought up to you, you attack and attack and attack. When it comes to apologetics, you are a giant. When it comes to emotions, you are still a child. The result is that after waiting for years to see some sort of improvement in you and seeing that you just get worse instead, people want to get away from you. Your wife wants to get away from you and you attack her for it. I try to ignore you and you attack me for it. Instead of attacking people, you might want to learn to treat people at least like they are human beings. If you can't manage to treat them like brothers and sisters whom Christ died for, I'm going to fast from sundown tonight to sunrise on Sunday for you. Attack me as much as you want. I'm not going to respond. If your conscience is so incredibly seared that you will condemn Islam for promoting wife beating while you defend yourself, there isn't much I can say. I will neither read nor respond to any further emails from you, but know that I will continue praying for you every night, that God brings you to repentance whether you want to submit to his commands or not, that he protects M and your daughters from the spiritual and psychological damage you are doing to them, that he blesses you to reach your full potential in Christ. You were one of my best friends I ever had, Sam, so it pains me to say farewell, my brother, David.
Where'd you get that? Sam posted it?
Apparently Sam posted that a long time ago and somebody shared it.
Oh, no, I think someone sent me that too. Yeah, but yeah. So guys, you heard what Sam posted that. Okay. So Sam posted that of how I responded to him, grabbing his wife by the hair and punching her in the face. And it was him. He said, but she grabbed my beard. Now her version is she tried to grab his beard and missed, and he grabbed her by the hair, punched her in the face right in front of their two screaming, crying daughters. So anyway, and then he's like, so, hey, what's going on with this and that? I was like, dude, I really don't want to talk to you right now. You remind me of the guys who used to beat up my mom. Now, keep in mind, guys, I don't have many normal emotional reactions, so I have to actually usually think through stuff. Can tick me off, but in those situations, I have to actually like stop and think. Like, okay, so my entire life, I thought like the concept of moral obligation is complete idiotic nonsense made up by people, and I was a psychopath. So guys were beating my mom. I didn't have any problem with guys beating my mom. I didn't care. And people are like, family members, what? Why didn't you stop? I was like, why? She's the one who decides to be with this guy. Who cares what he's doing, right? Keep in mind, it was like this even when I was like 16, 17. I was like 210, 215 pounds when I was 17. I could have stopped guys. Very easy to stop guys. I didn't. Anyway, you become a Christian later and you look back at the things you should have done. I take it as a given that people, boys, young men, and so on, men, have a moral obligation to protect women in general, especially protect your mothers, sisters, wives, and so on. So I always had to look back at that as something that was seriously screwed up about me. Then Sam punches his wife in the face and acts like I should just be fine with it and not have a problem because, well, you know, she tugged on my beard. And I'm thinking, I mean, my exactly what I said there. That the guys would always blame my mom, but she did this. That's why I punched her in the face. And it's like, wait, if I'm just fine with this now, then what? Like, wouldn't that be saying it was fine when guys were doing that to my mom? Like, if that's justification for hitting. So anyway, I'm like, the fact that you don't see a problem with what you just did, that is serious problem. Told him I didn't want to work with him anymore at that point. I'm looking at comments here, Sam's fans and so on. David, Sam provided the court papers where his wife said that he didn't beat her before. So just to be clear, I'm not aware of him beating her before that. And he was only doing so out of self-defense. So self-defense that this woman who is half his size tried to pull on his beard, and therefore he had to grab her by her hair and punch her in the face in front of the daughters. This guy's actually defending it because he's a fan of Sam Shamoun. Why can't you include that?
Poor Sam.
What, that he didn't beat her before? Dude, I don't think you understand the reasoning here. That was 10 years ago, guys. You ever heard me say a word about this? Anyone watching, you ever hear me say a word about this? Did I expose him for this? Why are we talking about this? Sam, the moment someone accused AP of doing something, Sam was all over it and telling me I need to be publicizing and condemning this. Another one of Sam's fans says, just check Sam's channel. he's now explaining himself. I just think we as Christians, yeah, guys, it doesn't matter what we show. Sam's always going to explain himself. That's the point. I just think, and he says, I just think we as Christians shouldn't air dirty laundry. I do too. That's what I think too. That's why I'm only doing it with the one person who demands that we do it. Sam demands that we do it of people he's attacking, but he also demands that the rule never be applied to him. So what did I say? Fine. If that's the rule, Sam, we'll air dirty laundry of you, me, and AP. How's that? Is that fair? Fair is fair, right? Guys, and think about this, everyone. Like, I don't understand like how his fans can even take stuff seriously. What's his rule? If he's mad at someone and he's attacking someone, you have to expose the person, humiliate the person. He will harass the person forever and expose him. Okay, Sam, so if you do something wrong, obviously we should jump on and expose it. No. The man has no concept. He has no concept of any rule. I've never seen him agree that a rule should be applied to him. Like seriously, he might say it. He's like, oh yeah, you're right, man. You're right, man. It never, ever, ever leads to change. And you just saw AP quoted me saying that to him 10 years ago. I've never seen you repent of anything. You attack, and this is a guy who constantly, I mean, endlessly attacks everyone. You're wrong. You're evil. You demon. You slut. You mother. Blah, 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 blah. And no rules apply to this guy ever. So, but yes, AP.
Yes.
You were saying, I think you caught on that basically when I met Sam, I was thinking I was there for a reason. And so you meet Sam and you say, wow, this guy's knowledge of the Bible and the Quran and arguments and so on are out of this world. This guy is on a completely different level. He's on a different level from everyone else. But he's extremely messed up. He's the most judgmental person you've ever met in your life. He attacks everyone. The moment you disagree with him, he flips out. You can't correct him on anything. And so, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, this guy, whenever anyone criticizes him, he flips out. He loses his mind. He's clearly got mental health problems. He attacks, threatens everyone. And all I was thinking is, I can deal with all of that. Like, I'm kind of made for dealing with that, right? Like, I grew up in a West Virginia trailer park, fun environment, but we're poor, people fighting all the time, hillbilly area, a lot of hillbillies.
It was poor.
End up in prison around inmates. Guess what? If you don't want to be fighting every day, you have to learn to deal with a bunch of people with a bunch of messed up backgrounds and so on. And so, just years of that. And then I meet Sam and I see all this and I'm like, oh, all this stuff that would drive anyone else away from him very quickly. I can live with this stuff. And I just thought, so maybe I'm the guy who needs to stick with him throughout all this stuff that he's about to go through. It's going to get worse and worse for him because of his behavior, but maybe I'm the guy who can put up with all this stuff and I will stick with him. And eventually over time, if he has a couple of good friends around him, like me and eventually Anthony and so on, my wife, maybe if he has a couple of good friends around him, maybe at some point he'll realize he's wrong and actually take some steps to improve and become better. Because if this guy ever reaches his full potential, he'd be unstoppable. So if I spend years of my life helping this guy and somehow he gets better and reaches his full potential, that is time well spent. I'm going to go ahead and say it now, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. If God had come to me in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, whatever, if God had come to me back when I was thinking that I was there to help Sam, if God had come to me and said, David, I'm going to make you an offer. You can accept it or reject it. Here's the offer. I will help Sam Shamoun. I will make Sam Shamoun reach his full potential in using all of his gifts that I've given him to do nothing but glorify me and expose Islam. But I'm going to kill you right now, David. If God had made me that offer, David, I will help Sam use all of his gifts to do nothing but glorify me, but the cost is I'm going to kill you. I would have said, deal, right now, deal. And if he had said, hey, not even going to let you say goodbye to your family or anything else, you're just going to drop dead, I would have said, deal. That's how convinced I was that if this one guy can sort of sacrifice that horrible part of himself, or if some miracle can happen where he stops using his gifts to just endlessly abuse everyone around him, world-changing and more world-changing than anything I'm ever going to accomplish. And therefore, yep, I would do that. I would take that trade. I would have taken that trade. So Sam punched his wife in the face, and I separated from him for a little while. I explained everything to him. Eventually, we started working together again. Why? He always comes back. I'm a changed man now. I've been humbled. I'm different now. Everything's different. I'm better. And keep in mind, it's the same thing that guys use with their wives after they abuse them. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was wrong. Hey, look, yeah. That's what happens. But guess what? You want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Hey, this guy says he's changed. He says he's been humbled. He says he's not like that anymore. So, okay. He has such amazing abilities. You give him a second chance. Then his behavior is terrible once again. And so you separate from him, and then he comes back. Guess what? I'm better now. I'm better. I'm changed. I'm a new man. And then you find out he's actually even worse. So I eventually realized that I'm not helping this dude, because it was this cycle. Matter of fact, it was his reasoning. It was his reasoning, and it was with the issue of the Canaanites, right? Like, say, hey, why'd God say just wipe these Canaanites out? Drive them off, wipe them out. Sam's explanation was God sent them prophets and then waited 400 years to judge, but they became worse. They became worse every single generation. They got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And he points out, so, okay, if you're just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, God has a right to just to judge you. Sam keeps getting worse every single year. His behavior gets worse and worse and worse. And I'll tell you the couple of things that were kind of like, I don't even want to say final straw, because if he had somehow changed after that, I just knowing my experience and how screwed up all the things I've done in my life are, I would have probably given him another chance. But I'll tell you what happened. One, there was when he was getting his divorce from his wife, and he started attacking her and airing all her dirty laundry all over the internet. And I told him, stop doing this, dude. I know you're enraged because she left you and you have issues with people rejecting you. Stop attacking her, right? I said, because look, if you want to attack her, guess what? I know why you're attacking her. You're trying to trash her in the eyes of the Assyrian community to make her life miserable. That's what you're doing. And I said, as much as you want to do that, at least think about your daughters. Sam does love his daughters. To his credit, he does love his daughters. Your daughters live with their mother. They look up to their mother as their example. You already punched her in the face, and that's kind of the least of it. When you get to the way he would talk about her around the kids, it's really, really bad. It's like, they have you as an example of what a man is supposed to do in a relationship. These are girls who are eventually going to grow up and have a relationship with guys. And trust me on this, my mom's dad was an abusive wife beater. Who did she always get as her boyfriends? That's what she understood growing up, is this is a man. This is what a man is, right? So one, you already are screwing them up by showing them what an example of a man and woman relationship is supposed to be like. And you are the most abusive person ever. Not most physically abusive. They're definitely more physically abusive, but emotionally, psychologically abusive. I challenge you to find someone worse than Sam Shamoun, a worse husband than Sam Shamoun.
If you're a fan of his, pretend not to be a fan one day. Just go and say, hey, I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense to me, what you just said. Make such a comment. He will call you a whore. He will call you a prostitute. He will call your mother a whore. This is how your guy talks about people.
I'm sitting there telling Sam, dude, you've already given them a screwed up idea of how a man is supposed to treat a woman. That's going to potentially lead to problems in their relationships in the future. If you also tell the entire Assyrian community that your daughters are part of, that your wife is this evil monster whore, guess what? People in the Assyrian community talk. That because you're blasting this all over your live streams and stuff like this. That information gets back to your daughters. And why? Why would you do that? Why would you be so desperate to attack your ex-wife because she left you that you do not even care what damage you're doing to your daughters? He would not listen. He just had to keep attacking her constantly, over and over and over again. And that was kind of a big moment in that I was thinking, okay, I'm sitting here thinking that this guy, something is going to change this guy and help him change his behavior. If concern for his own daughters, the two people he seemed to love most in the world, is not enough to get him to stop doing damage and attacking people, what do I think I can ever do? What do I think I can ever do with this guy? What? I don't know. What? How am I going to help? If me saying, dude, think about your daughters will not make him stop attacking his wife just to trash her. There's no point in him trashing her in front of the community. There's no point. It's just because she left him and he flips out over that kind of thing. So, that was I didn't just drop him. I still kept talking to him and stuff after that, and probably went to a couple of things with him and stuff. It was eventually starting to see how he's talking to everyone, calling everyone's whores and talking about their mothers and stuff. But then I'll just play it one more time. We've seen it already. It was either this clip or one very similar to it, where I was like, how do I condemn any of these Dawa guys for the stuff they say when this guy says worse? So it was it was somewhere, and keep in mind, even then I think about these things very carefully, right? I'm not impulsive in making lots of decisions there are times when someone just like clearly crosses a line, and I definitely don't, I'm not interested in that person being in my life. I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to talk to this person anymore. This person's doing some really, really messed up stuff. I was friends with Sam for years. And so just wanted to, and again, everyone is watching. Sam did so many things over the years that every last one of them, a normal, rational person could have said, I do not want to be anywhere near this guy. This guy is completely toxic. I was in a different position in that I actually believed I was there for a purpose, that I was there to help this guy get through all his issues and so on, and just be his friend throughout it, so that he didn't just end up some complete lunatic screaming at people in his kitchen and so on. I failed. And it actually like bothered me. It's like, wait a minute, I've kind of always been based on, I've kind of always thought in terms of God sort of arranging people to talk to each other and things like that. And I just spent, almost 2 decades trying to help this guy. Didn't work out. What the heck is the point? And anyway, I got to the point, guys. I got to the point more recently. I think there is a point. I think there is a point. I think I was there for a reason. I think it was important that I spent years trying to help this guy. And it wasn't just, I can put up with all the drama and stuff and still be a friend to this guy, and maybe this will help him out of it. I no longer think that was the point. It's more along the lines of, this guy is horribly abusive to everyone around him, and he threatens them and intimidates them into keeping quiet about this stuff. And hey, I'm the guy who knows all this stuff about him, and I'm not scared of anything that he could do to me. What are you going to do? I'm going to expose you. Expose away, pal. Expose away. In other words, when you say, do this or else, just by nature, I'm always on the side of the or else. I always favor the or else. Do this or else. I'm going with or else. Unless I think I'm not allowed to go with or else, which is what happened for most of my interactions with Sam. It's like, I don't think I'm supposed to expose this guy. I don't think so. Now we're in a different situation. Now we're in a different situation.
Mary. I wonder what Mother Mary thinks about him calling everyone and their mother whores. I really wonder. I really wonder what he thinks about that situation. What he thinks she thinks about that situation.
Yeah, beyond terrible. And by the way, you got guys. You basically get three reactions from Sam. Most of the time, you criticize him over anything. He goes into attack mode. I will destroy you. I'll humiliate you. I'll expose you. Here's these things I picked up on. He uses his brain power, the same brain power that he uses to memorize verses and stuff like that. He uses it to like pick up on anything that he can attack you on your entire life. He builds up a mental database. Here's how I attack this person. And when this person ever criticized me over anything, I'm going to expose you and attack you on this and this and this and that. That's how he uses his God-given abilities. That's what you get most of the time. When he can't win with the attacks, you will either get repentant Sam, or you'll get like repentant Sam, like, yeah, I know it's wrong, or victim Sam. So you either get, yeah, I know I'm wrong. I'm screwed up, guys. I'm going to try harder. I'm going to get some help, which lasts for a little while and then goes away. And he never changes. And he always gets worse. Or you get victim Sam. Everyone's attacking me. I don't know why everyone's attacking me, guys. Serious. If you are so incredibly stupid that you don't understand, like all this guy does is heap abuse on everyone around him. He builds up all these enemies for years. Finally, someone says, you know what? You're not going after all you're just not, dude. I'm not. That's not something that's going to happen. You are not going to spend the rest of my life attacking everyone I work with because you have abandonment issues. You're not doing it, dude. And then, I'm a victim. I don't know why I'm going through this. It's because of my love for Mary's. What a work of art this guy is. So guys, yeah, my view changed. My view changed just recently, but if you go back several years, so just recently, like over the past couple of weeks, like, okay, maybe I am here for a reason. I'm the one who's not scared of anything this dude does. And he can't stop attacking everyone around me. Like, is he stupid? Is he stupid? But notice, if you go back to when I just was done with him a few years ago, if you go back to when I stopped interacting with him, I stopped doing shows with him. If you go back just a few years, did I say a word? Anyone, did I say a word to any of you? Did I call him out? He said stuff about me the entire time. He's abandoning me because I'm a Catholic. You know, just making crap up. I didn't say a word. Why? I wasn't trying to destroy him. And I was always hoping, hey, maybe if he loses enough of his close relations, because he lost his wife, he's losing all his friends, all his real friends, and maybe he will take the hint and actually change. So still hoping that. So I didn't want to expose him for stuff.
Oh, wait, he called Too Many Marys a whore too? Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Shocker. So anyway.
I hope she goes after him now. That's good.
So guys, I was happy. I was totally fine leaving quietly. Just, okay, let God deal with him. I'm not going to say anything. I hope he repents, but I'm done trying to help him. There's nothing I can do for this guy. He does not accept correction. He attacks anyone who tries to correct him. Nothing I can do there. So, how did he respond? Because I was fine. I just went away. Guys, remember a couple days ago, I talked about stalking, him being like complete stalker. He goes into stalker mode. So think, what happened? What did I do? I took down all our live streams that we did together. Because why? I didn't want to be associated with him. He's sitting there calling everyone a whore. Okay, I don't want to be associated with that anymore. I took down our live streams. What did he do? He put them back up on his channel. You guys understand how relevant that is? If I say, okay, I have decided after knowing you for all these years, I don't want to be associated with you anymore. I don't want people to think of David and Sam together. I don't want to think of us as a team anymore. I don't want to be associated with you. Therefore, I'm taking down the live streams we've done together. What's his response? I'll put them back up. You, David, you don't get to decide whether we're associated. You don't get to decide that sort of thing. That's not your decision to make. I decide. What is that? That's like stalker behavior, right? I mean, think like in a relationship, can be a guy talking to a girl talking to a guy. Hey, I really want to be with you. No, I don't want to be. Well, too bad. You don't get to decide. I decide. he doesn't give me the basic level of respect to say, I don't want to be associated with you anymore. Right? So I take everything down, he puts it back up. And then he would occasionally over time put up new old live streams to the point where, David, why aren't you working with Sam? You were just doing shows with him last year. Just heard that recently. You were just doing shows with him last year. No, he was posting old stuff last year to make it look like we still work together, because for some reason he cannot grant me the basic level of respect to say, okay, if you don't want to be associated with me, fine, that's your choice. You can't give me that basic level of respect. So he reposted the stuff I took down. Then he would start showing up to conferences. Where I was. And you just think, okay, well, if you're showing up to a conference and he's showing up to a conference, what's the problem? That's not, I would have zero problem with that. I wouldn't care even slightly. That's not what would happen. He shows up and he makes sure he's always in front of me, whichever direction I face. He moves around so that he's always not directly in front, not standing right in front of me, like 20 to 30 feet behind whoever I'm talking to. And he makes sure I'm right. He makes sure he's right there. I got to the point, I forget if this was Florida or Texas. I believe Texas. It was the apologetics conference. And I'm out there staying with some guys, and Sam's walking around and stuff. And I said, watch what he does, guys. There's only one way into the auditorium when it's time for the next guy to speak. There's only one way into the auditorium. Sam is going to go and stand right beside that door so that I have to walk right past him. And of course he did. He walked right by the door. So I had to walk, I had to see him as I'm walking in and so on. We would go to, EPS and ETS. And again, guys, anyone can go to a conference. So I wouldn't have had any problem with him going to a conference. What would he actually do? I'd be standing there talking to someone. He would, again, it'd be 20, 30 feet behind the person, but he would make sure he's standing behind the person right in my field of vision. And I would tell the person I'm standing with, I said, hey, Sam Shamoun's about 20 feet behind you. He's making sure that he's directly in my line of sight. Watch what happens. I'm going to circle around you and be facing the opposite direction. He will circle around the entire room just to be in front of me again. And he would do it every single time. So I would walk around the person, face the other direction, then Sam would walk around and be right in front of me again. And then I would say, hey, watch how far he'll go with this. Let's go to the other side of the hotel where the book stalls are. Let's go down there. 5 minutes later, he will be right in front of me again. Every single time it happened. Every single time. This is massive stalker behavior, right? So he would follow me around. So even before all this, what do I do? He's sending me messages, leaving me voice messages. I block him from my phone. What does he do? Start sending me emails. I block him from emails. Then he starts contacting me on social media, telling me stuff on social media. I block him from social media. What does he do then? Starts calling my wife. Or sending my wife messages. Hey, tell David, blah, blah, blah. Tell David, huh? Now, guess what? We're actually gonna see the clip. Matter of fact, let's just go watch it now. Let's go ahead and watch it now. So he starts contacting my wife. And so I pointed this out the other day. This guy has massive stalker issues, right? He actually addressed this. In one of his live streams. Someone sent me the clip, but let's go ahead and talk it out, because he actually defended, as he has repeatedly done, the stalking and saying this is just him being Christ-like. He's just being Christ-like when he follows me all over the place and I block him from everything, and he sends messages to my wife to contact me. But here we go.
His words are going to vindicate me, because I was told that he said I'm stalking him.
Okay.
But he's the one who's too arrogant, too much of a narcissist, sociopath, son of Satan, to humble himself and seek correction. You see how stupid he is? He doesn't catch that he's actually vindicating me. He's not embarrassing me. See how stupid the guy is? But he's so stupid of a fat bastard demon, he doesn't see I'm going to use that against him. See, he's too stupid, brother. He's so stupid he thinks he's smart. But when the fat bastard, the demon, the tool of Satan, tells you, I'm stalking him, that's actually vindication, saying, I'm the one reaching out to bring Christ-like, to bring peace between us. But he's too much of a stupid fat bastard to see it.
Him going around to conferences and standing right in front of me, and I turn around, he circles around so that he's right in front of me, and me blocking him from everything and contacting my wife, and I take down stuff with him because I don't want to be associated with him, and he puts it back up. That's him being Christ-like. I eventually am so repulsed with this guy's behavior and how he is impervious to any sort of correction, and how he treats and abuses everyone around him, that I decide I don't want to be associated with him anymore. What does he do? Just follows me around, Doesn't matter how many things I block him from. He'll contact someone. He'll contact my wife. I take things down. He puts them back up and so on. Massive stalker behavior. Listen.
You just confessed I was the one reaching out to you through your wife in order to extend an olive branch.
In order to extend an olive branch, not because he abandoned me and I can't accept it. And even though he blocks me from everything, I still want to pursue him.
Make peace for the sake of Christ.
He wants to make peace for the sake, you demon, you whore, you slut. I'm trying to make peace for the sake of Christ.
What you called stalking is called trying to be Christ-like and forgive and seek reconciliation. But you just testified to the world, you're too arrogant, you're too much of a narcissistic, sociopathic scum, tool of Satan, to humble yourself and seek reconciliation.
And who am I supposed to reconcile with? Sam, who behaves like this. I don't want to be anywhere near it. He doesn't grant me the right to not be anywhere near it. Keep in mind, guys, that's all I insisted on. I didn't insist on exposing him. I didn't say anything. It was just, okay, I'm not associating with this guy anymore. That was the crime. That was the crime. And then he has to follow me around, and I'm not allowed to leave. Guys, again, like this is the same mindset as someone, like, remember those cases where, like, in Pakistan, like, a dude would propose marriage to a woman or something like this. She would say no, and he'd throw acid in her face. And then you got these women who, like, are horribly burned with acid for the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. He has the same mindset. You cannot abandon me. Those guys, good chance they have borderline personality disorder. They can't handle rejection, and they don't care what they destroy to punish the person who rejected them. They don't care. That's why these guys will go to prison. These guys will go to prison for years for throwing acid in a woman's face. But think about the mindset. You don't get to abandon me. And if you think you can just go on with your life and not pay attention to me, not be thinking about me, I'm going to do something to you that makes you think of me every day for the rest of your life. And I'm willing to go to prison for it. Just to teach you, you do not get to walk away from me without consequences. You will think about me for the rest of your life. What's Sam doing when he shows up at the conference and he makes sure he's right in front of me? I don't get to ignore him. What does he do when he constantly complains about me in his videos and sends all his dumb trolls over to say what a bad friend I am? He's making sure I never can just do what I want without paying attention to him. What's going on right now with him attacking AP? What's going on? I don't get to ignore him. Fine, dude. You want my attention? You really want my attention? We'll ask Grok. That's the only, I don't know if there may be better AIs or something like this. All right. Question for Grok. Is there a psychological
Grok is lame. Grok
disorder where, pay attention to the question, guys. I'll have it on the screen. I'll go and put this on the screen. Is there a psychological disorder where people drive others away with their horrible behavior, but can't stand being alone, so they stalk the people they drive away? Is there a psychological disorder where people drive others away with their horrible behavior, but can't stand being alone, so they stalk the people they drive away?
Oh no, he was right.
Yes, this pattern aligns closely with borderline personality disorder, a recognized mental health condition. Guys, everything we've discussed about Sam so far, sound familiar? A recognized mental health condition characterized by intense fear of abandonment, unstable relationships, that doesn't sound like Sam, and impulsive behavior. Horse, slut, slut, horse, slut, slut. People with borderline personality disorder often engage in horrible or abusive actions, such as verbal or emotional outbursts. Idealization followed by devaluation. You catching this? Idealization meaning, oh, this person's so great. And then, no, you're scum. You're worthless scum. David's the General Patton of apologetics. David is worthless. Everything he touches turns to garbage. Anthony Rogers is our finest apologist. Anthony Rogers isn't even a Christian. He's going to hell. All
Here's
based
the
on
thing,
all based on his attitude towards you at any given moment. People with borderline personality disorder often engage in horrible or abusive actions, such as verbal or emotional outbursts, idealization followed by devaluation. You're so great. No, you're nothing. You're great. No, you're nothing. Or creating conflicts. Creating conflicts. I wonder if they create conflicts and then claim to be the victim. No wonder this guy loves Hamas so much. Start a war you can't win and then claim to be the victim. Or creating conflicts that push others away, yet they struggle profoundly with being alone due to chronic feelings of emptiness and hypersensitivity to rejection. Hypersensitivity to rejection. This fear can lead to frantic efforts to avoid real or perceived abandonment, which in some cases manifests as stalking or obsessive pursuit of those they've driven away, such as ex-partners, in an attempt to regain connection or prevent isolation. Research indicates that borderline personality disorder features are present in a notable portion of individuals who engage in stalking, ranging from 4 to 45% in various studies, often tied to attachment issues and emotional dysregulation rather than delusion. While not every person with borderline personality disorder exhibits stalking, and stalking itself isn't a diagnostic criterion, it can emerge as part of the disorder's broader pattern of self-destructive and relationship sabotaging behaviors. Catching this? Self-destruct. Look, Sam is destroying himself right now, right? He's not destroying us. He's sending his fans after us. People might be ticked off at us. People are going to be like, David, I can't believe you're saying all this mean stuff. AP, I can't believe you're getting a divorce and so on. But at the end of the day, he's destroying himself right now. Why? Because we're talking about this because of him, right? He's being exposed because of him. He will again, it's the same thing. Once he decides to go after you, it doesn't matter. He can destroy himself. He doesn't care if he's destroying his daughter's lives. And it doesn't matter to him. This dynamic is sometimes informally referred to as fatal attraction syndrome in psychological literature, drawing from the 1987 film. But it's not a separate official diagnosis. It's typically framed within borderline personality disorder or related personality disorders. If this describes someone you know, professional evaluation and treatment, like dialectical behavior therapy, are recommended, as borderline personality disorder is treatable. Borderline personality disorder is treatable. At any given point, Sam could sit down at a computer that he's got in front of him all the time and type in psychiatrists near me and look at the map and then go to one of them and say, hey, you guys know about borderline personality disorder? Because I got a big one for you. I got a big one. It's basically destroying all my relationships around me. I keep attacking people. They abandon me and then I attack them even more because I can't stand when they leave me. And so I really, really need help. Help me. Give me some therapy so that I can have healthy, stable relationships with people. He won't do it. The entire world needs to submit to him. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with, guys. I'll say it again. Did I want to share any of this? Years have gone by. You ever heard me share any of this? No. Why am I sharing it? Because now he's made it clear. One, he's applying rules that you have to expose people. You have to condemn people and expose people if you know what they've done. That's never been a rule for him, but it's a rule for anyone he's attacking. And so that's what we have to do, apparently. But also just because I'm sick of it, dude. As long as he was just attacking me, I lived with it. But now he's made it clear he's going to attack everyone around me and not let me ignore him. So I'm done not holding him to the standards he applies to everyone else. So here we go, guys. I was friends with Sam. My wife and I were friends with Sam, but our wives were friends. My wife was friends with his wife. We even sent them on a vacation together so that they could actually get away from us for a little while, right? We're not the easiest guys to live with. And so they were friends. My wife and Sam's wife were friends for years. She picked up on very quickly, just from them having discussions, Sam is seriously, seriously messed up. I already knew that he was seriously, seriously messed up. Didn't know how seriously messed up. But that eventually got shared. Eventually, my wife put together a document, a kind of timeline of stuff that's been going on for Michelle's protection. That she had a general outline of stuff. What are you doing, AP?
You're still yapping? What is this, man?
Dude, it's getting more messed up right now.
I'm very transparent. Now watch. See that right there? Maybe
so he contacted his wife. Why? He's blaming her for all of this. You guys catching this? AP, why are we having this discussion?
Because of Sam.
Because 100, like, is it like 50% because of Sam and like 50% because of his wife?
No, it's 100% because Sam initiated this.
Yeah, and so what does he do? He attacks his ex-wife. For causing all of this. He's not responsible for anything in his mind. He always blames everyone else. That is a huge, huge problem, especially when you do the kinds of things that he does. But look, so she responded, maybe I should contact David to make sure he gets the facts straight. You are such a pig, Nasha. You really are. Please leave me alone. She's just saying, leave me alone.
I should contact David to make sure he gets the facts straight. You are such a pig, Nasha. You really are. Please leave me alone. Now, I called her bluff because she won't go public. You know why?
Side note. His wife just wants to be left alone and leave her life.
He shares this. He shares this. It's like his wife telling him, "Just leave me alone." His former wife.
Everyone getting this, guys? Does this guy let you? You just want to be left alone from this guy. That's all you. By the end of your interactions with Sam, I don't want anything to do with this guy, and he will never stop coming at you ever. Now check this out.
I want you to listen. Watch. I want you to listen to this. Please do contact David. Give him the facts because I have the emails. I have the photos, Cindy Ramo. I have messages from her. I have pictures of you. I have the video of you. I have text messages and videos of my daughters. So can you do that? Tell me. So I can now do a full expose. I have all the videos. You abandoning the kids.
You hear this? She has nothing to do with this. And someone said that he was showing the messages going back and forth with her. And like early on, she's like, oh, just ignore. He's like, David and AP are attacking me because of you. No, we're attacking you because of you, Sam, because you can't let anyone go and you attack everyone around anyone who you think abandoned you. But he's telling her, because of you, I'm being attacked right now. And she's saying, just ignore them, man. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. He can't let it go. No, you need to blah, blah. And finally, she lets the truth spelled out. Look, you brought this on yourself.
He's blackmailing her.
This is extortion. Let me back it up. Yeah. So guys, think about this. May be illegal. This may be illegal right here. She's saying, maybe I'll go ahead and talk to David. Guys, keep in mind, she has not said one word to me in years, have zero discussion with her. She has absolutely nothing to do with this discussion right now. She wouldn't even be aware of it if Sam weren't contacting her. But he's attacking her for this entire situation. And now he's just going back and forth. And what does he do right here? She gets to the point where she's like, well, maybe if you're just going to keep coming after me, maybe I'll talk to David. Maybe I'll make sure he has all the details right. Now, keep in mind, everyone, if Sam's really innocent in all this, if he's really innocent, he should be like, I don't care if you contact David with detail. I hope he does get the details right. So yeah, go ahead and contact. And he's saying contact, but he's threatening her. This is extortion. If you contact David with details, many of which I already have because my wife was friends with her and we're about to look at those. If you contact David, I will destroy you. He's about to say it. This is extortion, guys. If you contact David, I'm going to destroy you. Watch.
Do contact David. Give him the facts because I have the emails. I have the photos, Cindy Ramo. I have messages from her. I have pictures of you. I have the video of you. I have text messages and videos of my daughters. So can you do that? Tell me. So I can now do a full expose.
He's threatening her.
Full expose. I have all the the videos. You abandoning the kids. You were not home all day because you had given your car to Ricky. I have the videos outside his house. I have the messages from Cindy Ram.
He's playing all of this on his
Is this
live stream.
supposed to make him look good?
Guys, he's attacking
What the
his wife, exposing her stuff. So guys, principle right here. Sam believes in exposing people's personal details, right? Because he's saying, I will expose all this stuff, but he's playing a video. He's playing it. He's playing it in a video, his audio clip where he's saying the stuff, right? Guys, this entire thing is just holding him to his standard, guys. This is all holding him to his standard, but let's let him continue.
I have it all, Michelle. Please call my bluff. Please.
See?
She doesn't have to, Sam, because I'm going to call your bluff, and I don't care if it's a bluff. You always make the threat. I'm willing to accept the consequence. I'm not like you. I'll take all the consequences. There are no consequences you could threaten me with. Let's go.
But guess what her response is? Sorry, no. Why do you think she said sorry, no?
Look at her response, dude. Sorry,
sick
no.
bastard.
You are sick, bastard. You burn bridges everywhere you go. Uh-huh. Your mouth got you into trouble. Really? I mean, anyone can see this. She sees it, and she's just got some messages, and she's like, this is you. Why are you attacking me? This is on you. This is on you. And he's saying, you have to do this, and you have to do this. You say, no. Sorry, no, I'm not. Anyway, let's check it out.
Notice the narcissist, you are a sick bastard.
She's the narcissist. She's the narcissist. Because, anyway, let's go.
See, no, why won't
He threatened her. She said no. That makes her a narcissist.
she? Because she knows I have the evidence. I've showed it to her. Why won't she go public and expose me? See
She
right
doesn't
here?
need to do.
You burn bridges everywhere you go. Your mouth got you in trouble. See?
That's true.
Narcissist. But now watch. Listen to this.
See, narcissist?
Now I'm risking not seeing my daughters for a long time. I want you to see this. Now listen, because I'm bringing you receipts.
Yes, I'm the sick bastard. That's okay. But you're right. Your sins have searched you out, as I warned you. There'll be no mercy for you until you get rid of this guy and become celibate. All right?
He's telling her she has to leave her husband.
Okay. Now watch. Sam, no, you are sick, all right? Leave us alone. Now watch.
Guys, did you catch that? That's her only request. That is her only request. Leave us alone. Let's see. You see that? Leave us alone. That's all I requested. Sam, leave me alone.
Sam, you
can't do
absolute
it.
creep. You absolute
do it.
scumbag. You scumbag. You creep of a person. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, is this supposed to make you look good, man? Is this supposed to make you look good?
It is.
That your former wife is telling that you keep pushing her and trying to extort her, and that she tells you leave us alone? Are you freaking serious, man? Do you think this makes you look good?
Yeah.
Does anybody actually watch this and think, oh look, this is very good. Sam looks very good. Look what the message underneath.
Sam's making a powerful point.
Is he going to continue with that message underneath?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the message underneath is.
Because we should read what that says as well. Let's have a look at that too.
I don't know if we can see it.
Yeah, we can slightly. I just saw a little
Hang on,
bit of
let's
it.
see.
I've searched you out, as I warned you. There'll be no mercy for you
No mercy for you.
until you get rid of this guy and become celibate. All right?
Okay. Now watch. Sam,
She has to be celibate for the rest of her life.
no, you are sick, all right?
He controls her.
Leave us alone.
Even after she leaves him, he controls her. Okay, so it was, I know you like to use me as your punching bag anytime someone threatens you. You guys catching this? That's
You
the
see
message
that?
on bottom. I know you like to, absolutely, you like to use me as your punching bag anytime someone threatens you. What do you mean threatens you? I haven't threatened him. I'm telling him exactly what I'm going to do. Because of him. And these are consequences. But anyway, so yeah, guys, Sam makes it clear. He's never just going to leave me alone, as she's requesting there, as everyone who's actually ever been in a friendship with this guy, or in this case, married to this guy, they eventually get to the point, I want nothing to do with you. I have one request, leave me alone. He cannot do it. And what happens anytime something happens up, he starts attacking her again. That's it, right? And by the way, guys, what is all this going on? This isn't simply him blaming her and saying, "Hey, this is all your fault." This is him saying, "I want you to come forward and say none of this is true. Sam was just an angel." And if you do that, if you do what I'm saying, if you just say, "Yes, Sam's an angel. Nothing he ever did. I was the only one who was wrong." If you just do that, I'll leave you alone. I promise. But if you don't do that, if you keep your mouth closed or don't speak out and defend me, in spite of everything I've done, I'm going to absolutely destroy you. You're going to get my attention again. And I'm coming after you. And I'm going to completely destroy you and ruin everything. That's how he operates. And I keep in mind, guys, I'm the bad guy here. I'm the bad guy. She's the bad one. He's the good guy in all this. So anyway, let's continue.
Now watch.
No, leave my kids alone with your adulterous, whorish marriage. God is going to crush you because you brought them into your adulterous whore marriage. Leave my daughters alone.
Notice, it's not leave me alone, leave us alone. See how she uses my kids?
Leave this family alone with your abuse and your complaints and your attacks. Leave us alone. We just want to live. We're just trying to live our lives here. He won't let us. He can't let you. And in his mind, he's just being Christ-like. Remember, when he stalks you, he's just being Christ-like.
Now watch what she says. I know you like to see the narcissist, the victim. I know you like to use me as your punching bag.
Little side note, guys. Sam, again, is exposing her personal messages and all these details. He let slip out a bunch of stuff about her. He played it. He played it for everyone to hear. A bunch of stuff, a bunch of ammunition he's got against her. So he's in favor of sharing this stuff publicly, right? I'm just holding him to the standard he's holding everyone else to.
Anytime someone threatens you, see.
Oh, hang on. Oh, look, she responds. Hang on. Hey, that continued, AP. Wait, hang on. Is this actually on? Oh, man, I can move it over and see it. Look at this. Okay, so she continues. She said, I know you like to use me as your punching bag anytime someone threatens you. It's okay. The Lord removed me and the girls from your life like I said he would. If I was an evil mother, they would be with you. Leave me alone now. Bye-bye. That's all she's requesting, right? Just leave me alone. If you're arguing with AP, just leave me alone. What do I have to do with this? I had nothing to do with this. He has to attack. He cannot take responsibility for what he has done and what he causes. He can't. He blames everyone. And who does he go to? Who does he go to 100% of the time? He goes to the people who've abandoned him. What happened when AP did something? He went right to me in the archive because we both abandoned him. Then when we're reacting to what he has started, he attacks his wife because she abandoned him. This guy has massive problems and his fans are not helping him.
So messed up, man.
It's okay. Now watch. The Lord removed me and the girls from your life like I said he would. See it? Now I want you to understand how demonic this is. If I was an evil mother, they would be with you. Leave me alone now. Bye-bye. Did you catch it? She just said, the Lord removed me. You know what she said? It was God's will for her to commit adultery. God's will to destroy the marriage and leave me outside. God's will for her to use a corrupt judge. It was God's will
she sided against
that
Sam.
They stay in her life because she's not an evil mom. In other words, God was blessing her adultery. You understand what she just said? So God removed me and proved you're a good mother. So you're saying God condoned your adultery? And God is saying you're a good mother, even though you married a man and are in adultery and there's an adulterous man and that's of God? See the narcissism? It's God, folks, you see? God.
Catching that? She's the narcissist, guys. She's the narcissist, not him.
I don't know her. I'm not sure what happened between the two, but I'm really glad that she's not with him.
You're about to find out what happened between the two, AP, because keep in mind, I had no intention of ever sharing any of this. Sam has brought this on himself, and we see him here. He's constantly threatening people, extorting them, and so on, and constantly threatening them. Guess what? I'm the guy who's willing to suffer anything you can bring, Sam. Anything. I do not care. Destroy me. Bring it. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Anyway, let's finish this real quick.
God removed me. Now I have to do this, and I'm going to hold David Wood, Anthony Rogers responsible.
I accept your terms.
So what did I say here?
Michelle,
Hey, by the way, did you just catch that? I'm going to hold David Wood and Anthony Rogers responsible. Who's the other person who abandoned Sam? Anthony Rogers. Guys, we were Sam's best friend. Me, Anthony, we're all friends. We're all friends with Sam for years, in spite of everything. We always had a problem with his actions. We were all trying to help him. We all eventually realized we were not helping this dude. We're actually enabling him. We apologize for that. We apologize for that. I've told you, I thought I was actually on a mission to help this guy. So I take that stuff seriously. I will stick with someone for years. I will not share anything. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you were about to kill someone, if you were about to do future damage or something like that, I would make sure that doesn't happen. But if it's in the past, guess what? I did messed up stuff in the past too. Okay. I'll still try and help you move forward. But me, the archive, his wife, Anthony Rogers, we abandoned him in his mind. And it's totally our fault. We just, we abandoned him. Just think about this. I'm holding David Wood and Anthony. What does Anthony Rogers have to do with any of this?
Nothing.
I'm holding David Wood and Anthony Rogers. You might as well talk. And the archive. I'm holding the archive accountable. It's amazing. He blames every single person who abandons him for anything and never blames himself when he is 100% responsible for all of his problems. I cannot think of a problem this guy has. I mean, apart from stuff he's like born with, which he has that, but he's still, you get to a point where you make decisions and decide to change and decide to get help. And so he never does. So he's 100% responsible for all his problems. He cannot accept responsibility. He blames everyone, but let's let him finish.
all my bluff so I can go through all the text messages,
Threatening.
Cindy Ramo, the videos, all the messages, all the videos that I've saved.
He's threatening her.
No, the Lord removed you, the Jezebel, from my life, so I wouldn't end up destroyed. And the Lord's going to crush you.
Wait, did you hear that?
Wait,
The Lord removed her from him. So God caused it. God wanted the divorce, right, Sam?
Wait a minute. Isn't this the guy who cries all the time about his wife hopefully one day coming back to him? And now he's telling her, the Lord removed you from me. Thank God. None of this is in any way consistent. Like this guy really has serious problems, man.
Time for sake of support. Remember I said I'm patient? Watch what God's going to
Hold up, look at this. You just gave the Dawa boys lifelong ammunition for ad hominems and all sorts of logical fallacies for life. No, I gave them I gave them tons of ammunition against one particular guy. That's what I gave them. And why did I give them that? Because he demanded it. Look, Crusade Driss, Sam Shamoun fan. What are you saying? You're saying it does not matter what this dude does. He can endlessly heap abuse and attack everyone around him, say whatever he wants. I mean, just imagine. If this guy was going around axe murdering puppies just for fun, like, should we just, we don't want to criticize it because then the Dawa guys would have stuff. Yeah. This is your attitude. So disgusting, like absolutely repulsive. That attitude you have, well, you can't let this be known. You can't let this be exposed because then it would be embarrassing. That is why you had this, you had these decades of sexual abuse of children in like the Catholic Church. You had priests, right? They understood. Hey, if I can become a priest, then even if I get caught, they're not going to want to expose it. They're just going to ship me somewhere else because no one wants to expose the church and make the church look bad. We are not letting, Christianity is not going to become a place for serial abusers to be immune to criticism because we're scared of giving the Dawa guys ammunition. No. This is the reason people like this get away with it. They put themselves into a situation where everyone's going, no, don't call him out. Don't expose that because that'll give the Dawa guys information and they'll use it against him. Think realistically here. Is exposing someone for horrible, evil behavior, like, are people really are they going to think less of us for that? Guys, so think about the parallel, right? Sister Aisha, Muhammad Hijab's ex-wife, exposed him. She tried to deal with it behind the scenes, just like I tried to deal with this stuff behind the scenes for many, many years. She tried to deal with it behind the scenes. Hijab just got worse. And so she eventually called him out. And exposed the horrible stuff. And then Salman and behind veils, they helped her because everyone else was attacking her. And Salman, behind veils, they helped her. Do any of us think, ha, what an idiot that Sister Aisha was, and what a loser that Salman is for exposing this stuff? Huh? No, we respect them for it. Someone had to expose that because these guys were abusing people. These guys were abusing women, turning women. The Dawa guys were abusing women, turning them into prostitutes, basically. And then they would unite and seek to destroy anyone who tried to speak out against it. And Sister Aisha and Salman, behind veils, they said, you know what? You're threatening to destroy us. You're threatening to expose us. You're threatening to humiliate us. You're saying you've got these big channels. You're going to do it. Okay, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. We are not backing down on this. And we respect them for it. We don't say, oh, what a bunch of losers. We respect them for having integrity. It's all the guys who try to cover it up that we have contempt for. So guess what? If you respect that, you're about to respect this. So let Sam finish here.
Do to you the faggot you're with. But call my bluff, Michelle.
Hang on.
So I wouldn't end up destroyed. And the Lord's going to crush you in time for the sake of Zipporah. Remember I said I'm patient?
Remember, everything is a threat. So I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy you. And the Lord's going to crush you.
Watch what God's going to do to you and the faggot you're with. But call my bluff, Michelle. Go and lie so I can give the receipts. See, I have receipts.
I have receipts too. Because guess what, everyone? My wife took notes.
So now stop manifesting. Go repent. Get rid of that dog. And may God discipline you for bringing my daughters into your filthy, adulterous marriage. And you even had them come to the wedding. Watch what God's going to do with you. Manifest. We can do this all day.
She had blocked me, so it didn't go through. Okay.
She blocked me, so she didn't get my threat. She didn't get my most recent threat.
It's so funny because it's like unintentionally comedic.
Yeah, we have here. Sam's wife was ridiculously beautiful, way out of his disgusting league. Oh yeah, his wife could have been a model. She ended up with him. We're about to find out how.
She's going to manifest. She's going to attack me. She may even cancel bringing my daughters up.
You hearing this? She's going to attack. She has nothing to do with this. She is only aware of it because you are coming at her. What? How? How do you attack and abuse and threaten and threaten and threaten and threaten? And when anyone just doesn't go along with you, oh, well, she's attacking me. I'm going to have to deal with her. I don't know what to do, man. Anyway.
And that's the price I pay. And who am I going to hold accountable? Not me. Apostate whore.
Oh, you too.
And his handler, the Zionist prostitute.
D. Wood. We're responsible. And
the
Anthony Rogers.
Sociopathic, narcissistic ringleader.
And Anthony
David
Rogers.
Wood.
Oh.
Brother.
And the archive.
You're
hang on.
You're responsible for him coming at you, man. You're responsible.
So Sam Shamoun attacks us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Relentlessly and harasses us and others around us. We then say, okay, we're going to respond to you and expose you. He gets upset about this and starts harassing his wife, his ex-wife, who then tells him, leave me alone, you creep. Upon which he then says, I blame Apostate Prophet and David Wood for this.
Yep, we're the source of all his problems. So is his wife. So is Anthony Rogers. Everyone who's abandoned him. Most people back down from Sam's threats. Do you think his wife, AP, do you think his wife wants anything to do with this right now?
No.
Nope. Doesn't want anything to do with this right now.
She just wants to live her life.
She just wants to live her life. He won't let her. I just wanted to go and do the things that I want to do. Sam won't let me. AP would have had to answer some stuff because the issues would have been raised. Sam had to make it about me and the archive because we both abandoned him. And we just saw there, one, he's threatening to expose his wife when she had nothing to do with this. He's threatening to expose her. He plays a bunch of what he's got on her to threaten her. And I'm sitting here thinking, remember, I thought I was here for a purpose and stuff. And then I was like, what was there? I spent almost 2 decades trying to help this guy. And he gets worse and worse and worse. What is all this, man? What is all this? And now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm here because I'm the guy who's not afraid of anything this guy can do. Maybe I'm the perfect person for this job. And so guess what, Sam? Not a word came from your wife. Haven't talked to her for years, but many years ago, she was best friends with my wife and would talk through things. And my wife eventually compiled a document for Michelle's good so that she has a record of these things and kind of the order in which they happen. All right, guys. So here we're going through it. AP, did I ever want to share this?
No.
Never wanted to share this. You guys have never heard any of this from me, but now, all right. What's he doing? Threatening. I'm going to expose you. What's he doing? I'm going through emails. So who's making the rule? We're exposing all the personal details and we're exposing all the messages, and that's him, right? That's his standard. He laid it down. Okay. I'm holding him to that standard. He can't stand it because the rules are for everyone else, not for him. All right, guys. So here's my wife's description of them starting their relationship up to 2015. Okay, so 2007, Michelle, who was an atheist at the time, I believe, someone invited her to go to Sam's Bible studies. He actually persuades her to convert to Christianity. That's in 2007. They began dating in early 2008. So they started dating, guys. Here's the description. One day, he asked Michelle to tell him how many men she had been with. She shared her past with the thought that she was confessing to her spiritual mentor. In other words, this is the guy who led her to Christ. And so she shares her past with him. So she shared her past with the thought that she was confessing to her spiritual mentor. He was outraged at the thought that she had been with these other men and demanded she have sex with him, saying in these words, "If you don't have sex with me right now, then get out of my house." Michelle began crying on the bed and said, "I'm changed now. I don't want to have sex until I get married." Sam walked over to the bed, pulled down Michelle's pants while she was crying, and had sex with her while she was lying there passively and crying. AP, I want to know if you reacted to that the same way my wife did when she heard it. What do you call that?
Rape.
That's how my wife reacted to it. Michelle's like, yeah, I mean, she's telling her how, like, she's sharing with her how messed up things have been with Sam. And, hey, he found out, I've been with other guys, and he told me, well, you have to do with me what you did with them. I said, but I'm a Christian now. I don't want to do that now. I don't want to do that to him. No, you have to.
Are you freaking serious?
Yep. This is the guy who threatens everyone to expose them. I keep all the dirt on you. It's what he just said. You just saw it. Someone needs to stand up to that. Do your worst, dude. Do your worst. But be a man and come at me, not after your ex-wife. Freaking coward. Anyway. So he demanded she have sex with him. She said no. He pulled her pants down and cried the entire time that he had sex with her. Then what happened? The next day, he insulted her, saying that she was loose and he didn't want to be with her anymore. So, guys, just follow the pattern here because it's sort of a big picture of everything he does. Uses the Bible to get you in, and oh wow, this guy's so knowledgeable and stuff like this, and then he uses it to control and abuse you. So the next day,
well, hold on a second. So according to this account, and you said this is what his ex-wife shared with your wife, and which you kept
when they were friends. Yep.
Until this. So
yeah. So keep in mind, they were married. They were married when my wife's finding out about this. They're married, right? So it's not like
according to her account. Mm-hmm. So he was married at that point. He was married at that point to her. So she was married, and
when she's telling my wife this stuff, yes.
When she told this story, and according to her account, before they were married, Sam asked her about how many men she had been with, and then told her that she has to have sex with him too. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to.
She said no.
So he forced her.
Keep your insults to yourself. We don't need them. Not going to help anything. And we've got more to go through. So the next day he insulted her, saying she was loose and he didn't want to be with her anymore. After he had sex with her, he didn't want to be with her anymore. Right? He said that men should be warned away from her. He said he's gonna go tell men to stay away from her because, you know, hey, she's easy. She laid there and let me pull her pants off. He said that men should be warned away from her, and Michelle, being afraid of having her past exposed by Sam and humiliated, and of being ostracized by the Assyrian community, and believing that she had no other choice in a life partner but to be with Sam since he was the first person she had sex with since becoming a Christian, begged Sam to stay with her. The verbal abuse began to get worse. Sam would call Michelle whore. This is before they're married. The verbal abuse began to get worse. Sam would call Michelle whore and daughter of Satan. Does that sound like something Sam would do? Calling horrible names, horribly hurtful names. Through this, Michelle tried to leave him and break up. She eventually realized this is toxic. Maybe I shouldn't be with this guy. Through this, Michelle tried to leave him and break up. One of those times was May 25th, 2008. She had already broken it off, but he kept pestering her with phone calls. Finally, Michelle gave in because he persuaded her that God wanted them to be together. You see this? You see what he does? Michelle gave in because he persuaded her that God wanted them to be together and that Satan was speaking through her family and friends to prevent this. Her family and friends were saying, you need to get away from this guy. This guy is toxic. Get away from him. What does he do? He convinces her that Satan was speaking through her family and friends to prevent their marriage. He told her, take a step of faith, Michelle. Take a step of faith. You got to have faith in him. That in spite of everyone telling you this guy's seriously screwed up and you need to be as far away from him as possible, he convinced her you got to have faith. You got to have faith, and it's God's will for us to be together. Everyone ready? Michelle's family did not approve of the relationship, and Sam began to feed into Michelle's mind that her family were not true Christians and did not have her best interests at heart. He would belittle all of her acquaintances and tell Michelle about all their sins. They come to Sam as a spiritual mentor. Sam's the spiritual mentor. What's he doing? He's saying, you can't trust this person. This person's evil. This person, you know what this person has done.
I don't believe that this guy is a Christian.
That's what my wife thinks. And he always, she's so great. He tries to contact me through her. She don't even believe he's a Christian. She believes he's total fake because of his behavior that she's aware of. He would belittle all of her acquaintances and tell Michelle about all of their sins. So Michelle felt that she couldn't trust any of those people and was very isolated. Sam convinced Michelle that they needed to get married. He said that a true Christian would get married within 6 months of the beginning of the relationship. They were married at the courthouse they got the date there. Verbal abuse continued after marriage. He called her and continues to call her filthy human being, Satan, child of Satan, daughter of Satan, demon, and many similar epithets, as well as the Assyrian language equivalents. Does that sound like Sam, guys? Does anyone believe that? No, not Sam. Sam would never say things like that about other people, right? It's exactly what we see from Sam now. So it'd be kind of weird if she's just making this up or someone's making this up when it's exactly what we always see from the guy, right? He accused her of being wicked, of being used by Satan to destroy his ministry and all his work. He's the victim. Satan is using you to destroy my ministry. He would mock her and say that no other man would ever want to be with her. Catching this? He would mock her and say that no other man would ever want to be with her, that being with her was punishment. Occasionally, he would apologize and say that he wanted to get along better, but it was back to the same abuse within days. She would ask him for spiritual guidance, and he would insult her intelligence and belittle her. He would say, okay, let me stoop down to your level and explain it to you. While pregnant with their first daughter, Michelle continued working full-time and doing all the household chores and management with no assistance from Sam. The fighting and verbal abuse continued. Their first daughter was born in 2010. Their second daughter was born in 2012. Sam was not emotionally supportive during the pregnancies, but rather more argumentative. I can verify a bunch of this. And he was not even present for the second daughter's birth. I can verify that. She actually had some problem where I think she had like kidney stone or gallstone, something like that. She was like, this was happening while she's giving birth. She's in like horrible agony and so on. And Sam was teaching her a lesson by not even being there for the daughter's birth. He was not even present for the second daughter's birth. He was in the area, just refused to come there. He continued to verbally abuse Michelle in front of their children, even worse than before. If any friends, here's the key, if any friends and family, again, this was written 10 years ago, before we see how Sam is right now. If any friends and family were involved, he would belittle and demonize Michelle. If these intervening pastors, friends, and counselors tried to correct Sam about his behavior and treatment of Michelle, Sam would chase them out of the house. The only people he allowed in a discussion were those who agreed with him that Michelle was unsaved and being used by Satan, and therefore to blame the one who's to blame for their arguments. Catch that? Anyone who says, Sam, you're wrong, boom, you're gone. Anyone who says, Sam, you're right, you poor guy. Yes, yes, yes. Come, let's gather around and tell my wife what an evil, terrible person she was. Now, does that sound like Sam? Like, can't handle a word of criticism and flips out, but, if you agree with him, then you're fine. Does that sound like Sam? Again, I told Sam, I don't remember the exact year or anything, but probably between 2005 and 2010. I noticed back then he would attack anyone who disagreed, tried to correct him on anything, and threatened to destroy them. And then he would only allow yes men. So it's the exact same thing we saw. That it's the same thing his wife mentioned, and the same thing I saw back then, and the same thing we see now. I told him back then, I said, there was he worked in this little center, like he had a little office in the center where he'd write articles. And there was one guy in the center named Billy who like always had his back and always took his side, no matter how obviously wrong Sam was, like no matter how disgusting it was, he would always side with Sam. And I said, Sam, eventually you're just going to have a bunch of Billies around you and no one's ever going to be able to correct you. And they're going to be cheering for you. And your behavior is going to get worse and worse and worse because you only surround yourself with yes men who praise you no matter how terrible your behavior is. And you drive away and then threaten into silence anyone who disagrees with you. You will end up becoming a worse and worse person. And of course, I'll expose you. I'll destroy you if you ever say this. In early 2013, Sam began to pretend Michelle was attacking him whenever they would have an argument. He would walk over to the window while Michelle was standing on the other side of the room, about 15 feet away, and he would loudly shout phrases such as, "Don't hurt me! Stop abusing me! Don't throw that at me! Police, police, somebody help me!" This is what he would do. What is this? He's letting her know, if you ever cross me or try to divorce me, I will have witnesses of the neighbors who heard me shouting, "Police, police, she's attacking me." This is how he operates. Around this time, Michelle began to notice that Sam would read her password-protected messages and emails. So he would figure out her passwords and then read all her messages and emails. He would track her on Facebook and go into her account to read her messages and monitor her activities. Then he would confront her with the things he had discovered. He falsely and repeatedly accused her of cheating on him, even though she had not at this time. He told her how he longed. Catch this, guys. He told her how he longed to find nude pictures or sex videos of her on the internet from some previous boyfriend. He told her how he longed to find nude pictures or sex videos of her on the internet so he could justify how he treated her and prove what a slut she was. He would text her constantly whenever she left the house or when she went to work until it got so bad that she had to block him from texting and calling her phone at times. She also, back then, like in one of the times where he'd be nice to her, she'd be all happy and she'd be messing around. Oh, he's super nice. He's super nice. He's super nice. And I'm thinking, dude, don't fall for this. Don't fall for this, girl. Do not fall for this. She said, hey, we're getting along really well now. And he wants some naked pictures of me. And I'm like, no, that is not him wanting nude pictures. I don't care if a guy has nude pictures of his wife, but that was not him wanting nude pictures of her. That was, hey, if you ever leave me, I will post these all over the internet. I'll send them to the entire Assyrian community. So do not think that you can leave me. Everything with him is getting leverage so that he can threaten you with destruction if you ever abandon him. In 2014, In 2014, the verbal abuse continued getting worse. By this time, Michelle had deleted her social media accounts, such as Facebook and Instagram, hoping to improve their relationship and demonstrate her fidelity. Sam's texting and calling was nonstop. If Michelle tried to block him from her phone, he would call her at work and insist to speak. Did you catch this? Can I vouch for this? If Michelle tried to block him from her phone, so he couldn't just keep calling her. If Michelle tried to block him from her phone, he would call her at work and insist to speak with her, even pretending to be a different person. And so you have to answer him, right? You can't have someone just repeatedly calling your work and so on, so you have to answer him. What happens when I block him from my phone? He emails me. What happens when I block him from there? He contacts me on social media. What happens when I block him from there? He goes to my wife. He doesn't let you say you don't want to hear from him. You're not allowed. He would track her whereabouts through their phones and enlist his friends to follow her as well. But he's not a stalker. It's all Christ-like, according to him. Michelle's brother began visiting their home in February 2014, and Sam became his spiritual teacher and advisor. In the next several months, Michelle's relationship with her brother began deteriorating, which also increased the tension between Michelle and her mother. Here we go. You guys want to know the background of him punching her in the face. Here's the background. During a friend's visit, it leads up to this. During a friend's visit to their home in August 2014, Michelle and her friend were out of the house, and Sam repeatedly texted and called Michelle until she blocked him from her phone. Sam sent a threatening text message about Michelle to the friend on August 28th, 2014, which said, "Tell her to drop her nasty attitude before I rearrange her nasty face." I'll quote that again. He texted to her friend because she blocked him. So he contacted through her friend. That's what he does. I can verify. "Tell her to drop her nasty attitude before I rearrange her nasty face." Clearly, this was not an empty threat, and the threats soon escalated to violence. On Thanksgiving, here's the situation. Here's the beating. On Thanksgiving, while having dinner at Michelle's mother's house. So she's at Michelle's family's house. While having dinner at Michelle's mother's house, Sam made continuous veiled insinuations about her ex-boyfriend to aggravate her by making her appear to be a slut in front of her family. Michelle's brother gave her disgusted looks throughout the meal, while Sam humiliated her. On the drive home after the dinner, she began crying and demanding to know why Sam would do this to her in front of her family. He denied doing anything wrong and began mocking her and ridiculing her as she drove the car, until she was so distressed and provoked that she reached over to give a yank at his beard but missed. He retaliated to her missed attempt at tugging his beard by grabbing a fistful of her hair, violently yanking her head back, and punching Michelle's right eye while she was driving the car and in full view of their two sobbing and screaming daughters. I have multiple pictures of the black eye. Little side note. A little after this, he started acting super nice again, and we're in love, I'm so sorry, I'm a changed man, and convinced her to delete the pictures. Yeah, as a show of trust that we love each other, you got to delete those pictures of your messed up face after I busted you in your eye. When she eventually went for the divorce, she had to actually ask my wife for pictures because she didn't have any. She had deleted everything that had any record of that happening.
I want to pause here. So first off, David has the photos. Secondly, Sam himself admitted on the record, in text, per email, and also otherwise, that this did indeed happen. That he did indeed hit and punch his then wife. Of course, he started making excuses for it. But how it happened, how he lost his cool, and she was reaching for him, as a result of which he punched her in the face. But this is the backstory of it. So don't doubt that this happened. It absolutely did happen, even according to Sam himself. He, this fat guy, beat his tiny, thin wife by punching her in the face because she wouldn't behave. That's it.
And
this guy doesn't deserve a platform. He deserves to be forgotten forever. Forever, really.
And let me ask the ladies out there. let me ask the ladies out there, because I know what Sam would, I know the things Sam would say to constantly humiliate, and there's a purpose in it, right? The goal is to make you feel worthless so that you never feel like there's anywhere to go apart from just doing what he says, right? He wants to degrade you so that you never think you are worthy enough of not being under his complete control. He would say, he would have sex with her and he would say, yeah, when we have sex, I can't even feel anything because you're so loose from guys you had sex with before we got married. I can't even feel anything when we have sex because you're so loose because you had sex before we got married. He would say that. Michelle had some sort of condition where a baby, when she's pregnant, a baby would descend sooner than normal. Sam would tell her that it's because she's so loose because she had sex with other guys before him. She's so loose she can't even keep a baby inside her. The baby will fall out. It's a medical condition, right? He's saying, oh, it's because you had sex with all these guys. You can't even hold a baby in you anymore. This is how he would talk to her.
Here's Sam's live stream right now.
What's that? Oh, he shared the picture? Why is he sharing the picture, man?
I don't know. He actually shared the photo of him beating his wife.
Yeah, that's
Apparently
one. That's
to find
one
a way
picture.
again. To find a way to defend it, I guess. I don't know.
Afterwards, Michelle began looking into divorce proceedings, but Sam convinced her that everything would be fine and they would go to counseling and things would change. He also convinced her that it was ungodly for Christians to go to court against each other and that God would punish her for divorcing him. He's still threatening her with that. There's a difference between being concerned that someone is actually following the Bible and someone who just uses the Bible as a weapon. That's what Sam does. It's a tool to draw people to him and develop his cult, and it's a weapon against everyone else. Hoping that visiting a professional counselor would change the situation, Michelle stayed with him. However, it wasn't long before Sam began mocking the injuries he had caused her, mocking her for punching her in her face. It wasn't long before Sam began mocking the injuries he had caused her. In January 2015, Sam began making taunts about future assaults, saying, "Do you want me to even out your eyes? Come here so I can even out your face. I want to hit you so bad if it weren't for the consequences." Recently, well, this is recently in 2015, Sam also has been attempting to brainwash the children. He tells one that mama is evil and needs prayer. He also continuously loses patience with their youngest daughter. When he can't tolerate her strong-willed behavior, Sam curses and uses words such as mother, which she now repeats after hearing it from her father so often. He continues to lie about Michelle to their friends. Last week, the baby threw the computer charger and damaged it. Last week, the baby threw the computer charger and damaged it. But Sam sent an email to friends saying that Michelle had thrown it on the floor in a fit of uncontrollable rage. Since Michelle has taken action to get a divorce, Sam has been telling Michelle that he will do everything he can to make this as nasty as possible. And here we are 10 years later, and he's still making it as nasty as possible and threatening to destroy her and telling her that God is going to destroy her.
Filth.
Anyway, guys, that's Sam. That's a guy who becomes so insanely deranged when anyone abandons him that he keeps attacking them, even if it's a person who could bring all this out at any given point. That's what Sam does. Can't stop. So, guys, anyway, Sam, you threaten everybody. You threaten me. You threaten everybody. You threaten your wife. Don't you dare cross me. Okay, I accept. If you cross me, I'll destroy you. Destroy me. I will expose you. Expose me. Go ahead. This does not end well for you, dude. Here's the thing, Sam. I mentioned earlier that if like 2015, 2017, anytime in there, if God had told me, David, in exchange for you dying right now, I will make Sam reach his full potential, I would have taken that deal. I would have given my life to get this guy to use all of his amazing abilities just to glorify God and not to just suck people into his screwed up web and then degrade them for the rest of their lives. Would have given up anything to see that happen. Now it's a little different. I'm willing to give up everything to stop you from continuing this, Sam. So that's why I just don't care, dude. What can you do to me? What? Do it. Do it. Just leave your wife alone, you coward. Me, because I see a lot of people. David, you weren't exposing this sooner? No, guys, they were married. I'm not going to, oh, here's what he did before you were married, and here's what he did to you during the marriage, and so on. And then afterwards, it's he's in full meltdown mode after she actually divorces him. He's in full meltdown mode. And I'm thinking maybe he's going to learn now. Maybe he's going to learn, and he can be honest and deal with his problems. So yes, I don't know what I was supposed to expose and stuff, but yes, I agree, everyone. I should have put a stop to him abusing people a long, long time ago. As I pointed out, I was mistaken in my belief. It's like everything in my life always pointed to this, that I thought I was there for a reason. I still think I was there for a reason. It's just not the reason I thought. But the reason back then that I thought the reason for me being friends with Sam was he was eventually going to get better. He would repent of all this. He would confess this stuff like I did after all the messed up stuff I did, like confessed it. I was wrong. And I turned away from that stuff. Thought he was going to eventually do that. He could do all this. He could announce and say, hey guys, yeah, I was terrible. I was terrible. But you know, I'm changed now. I was looking forward to that. He got worse every single year, and right now he's the worst I've ever seen. He's absolutely demented and going after everyone he thinks has abandoned him. So guys, yes, Dawa guys can be blasting away at Sam over this. They can be blasting away at me for this. I accept my role in not stopping this. Again, I don't know what I'm supposed to expose. It's not my inclination to expose people. I would always try to help people and so on, help people move forward. But I should have at least stopped this abuse years ago. I did not, and I was wrong. One of the many things I was wrong about. Okay, so the criticism is I was working on a project and was paid for several months, and that I've never finished it. Guilty. I was paid to work on a Quran project. And when I had to estimate, I said, I don't know, half a year, something like that, 8 months, be finished. And then me realizing after working on it for a while that it was probably going to take like 4 to 5 years if it's just me and 1 or 2 other people. And by the way, little side note, anyone who knows me, I probably don't finish 95% of the things I start. I just estimated this last night or 2 ago. With a group of Christians, but probably 95. I have at least 1,000 video scripts that I started and never finished. I have multiple books that I started and have never finished. On the Quran, and by the way, anyone who knows me knows this. I always even though I'm aware of it and I've been doing it for years, I still, to this day, when I think, okay, I want to do this, how long is it going to take me? I massively, orders of magnitude underestimate how difficult it would be. It's something I would think, if it's something I think will take 2 hours, it's like 15, 20 hours of work spread out over several days. And the thing is, I know that I'm like this, and still I'm thinking, okay, how long is that going to take to edit? Hour. It's got to be an hour. Wrong. 12 hours later, I'm enraged that I'm working on this. So anyway, the Quran project, I thought, okay, well, I've read the Quran. It doesn't take terribly long to go through the Quran. So what I wanted was it was critical. Robert Spencer has already done something similar since then. He has the critical Quran and so on, although he's focusing on different issues. But I wanted a Quran that included information about textual variants and so on, moral problems with Muhammad, all the Islamic dilemma stuff. Wanted every single verse marked and pointing out the relevance and stuff like that, tying them all together. And then just basic stuff. The basic stuff was easy because you could just say, Ibn Kathir says it's about this. Al-Qurtubi says it's about that. So the basic stuff, that wasn't the issue. But no, something that I thought would take several months, I realized would take years. And so, yep, was paid while working on the project. And once it became clear that I was not going to finish this for a long time, I was not paid for that anymore. And still to this day, have not finished it. Let me tell you how my brain works. I see, this is actually a huge thing that is going to be way more difficult than I thought. Over time, I'll start breaking it down into parts. Well, here would be a part of it that would actually serve double duty, because this part would be a good thing on its own. But once you've got that, you've got a part of it. And then if you do this other thing, then that would be a part of it. And eventually you've got all the parts, and then the whole thing is pretty, is easier. Guys, one of the reasons we're doing the Islamic Dilemma project this year, which I also fell massively behind on. That was on me. What happened? I said, hey, we're gonna get all this. Well, I thought we'd be done by summer. I'm not even close to being done, and it's November. So didn't even finish the one project. But guys, so we wanted a big Islamic Dilemma project. Why did I want every single verse in the Quran to know exactly where it was on everything that has anything to do with the previous scriptures? Well, that's kind of helpful to know if I ever revisit this. Hey, Jai, I don't know if you remember this. It was a while back. Do you remember when I asked if you and DOC, if you thought you could translate Ibn Abi Dawud's Kitab al-Masahif?
I remember we had those conversations, yeah.
That's another thing. It's like, oh, this would be a good book on its own, and everyone has access to it. But, guys, Kitab al-Masahif, that's a list of all the early Quran variants and disagreements. Like, oh, if I have Kitab al-Masahif, I have the Quran Project, I've got stuff on all the moral problems and so on. I don't know if it'll ever get finished. I don't know, but I still kind of piece together things over time. But anyway, guys, so here's the thing. Yes, I started something. No, I did not finish. It's something I would like to work on. I do not know if I will ever take the time to complete that. That is a huge problem in my life, that I start things easily, and then I eventually get to difficult part, and then I focus on the other things, and then I kind of just put that off for a while. Lots of the things you see me do over the years, like, actually was that same thing. It's just happening, like my testimony video. People love my testimony video. 34 minutes. It took me years to get that ready, because I would just work on it on and off, and I would give up, and then I would start it up again 6 months later and so on. I made a Paul versus Muhammad video. It's like 2 hours long, but it's like 25 different topics in there. That took me years. I got the idea, jotted down a couple points, then it would get stuck on something. A few months later, here's another point, and so on. Eventually get it done, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to finish or not finish in my life. So here's the point. If starting something and being paid to work on something, but not finishing it means, like, if that's a deal breaker for you, David, shame on you. I can't believe I'm watching someone who keeps starting things. And guys, I'm not, this is actually a serious problem. You can actually think this is actually bigger. Think. So my mom died of an overdose. We got her clean. Then she went up when my brother had an overdose. And so she's in the hospital there, and we think she's fine, but she wasn't fine, and she ODs and dies. Think if I had actually accomplished more things and had gotten more of these things done, like more books out and things like that. If I'd done that sort of thing, I don't know, maybe I could have hired someone to always be around her and watch her, because that's what you have to do. You basically have to be watching them at all times, because if they're going through something, you're not there, they'll do it. So anyway, it's a serious problem that I start things and don't finish them. It could have huge impact on other things if I actually got more done. So guilty. I start lots of things, don't finish them, don't always get back to them. I'm easily distracted by other things. And so there you go. Guilty. Use your own judgment on what to do with me being guilty on that.
This is what you're explaining yourself about after everything we have heard.
That's how I feel. Yeah, it's really hard to. But okay, so did this coincide around the time when he beat his wife? Because what he claims is that you have this cycle of when someone calls you out, hey, you didn't finish the project, now you left it all to me to do.
Hang on, I'm the one who attacks and threatens people when someone calls me out?
No, he said that's when you cut them off.
When they call me out. So
yeah.
just to be clear, me cutting things off wasn't about him punching his wife in the face, grabbing her by the hair, punching her in the face in front of their kids, and me thinking back, wait a minute, I never did anything to help my mom when her boyfriends were punching her in the face. It would be seriously messed up if I act like the same scumbag right now and just keep working with this guy, even though he just punched his wife in the face and he's blaming her. So it was really him calling me out, and not because what I told him, like, okay, dude, now you just remind me of the guys who used to beat up my mom.
That's how he's portraying it. Yeah.
Okay, guys, believe who's ever, if you think Sam is reliable in his description of things.
Details on that, but he's trying to say that you have this habit of, you're the ringleader, people call you out. Once you get called out, you cut them off. You can't keep people in partners or whatever. So that's his thing.
Yeah, so apparently he's saying that the reason Nabil and I split was because Nabil called me out on something and I couldn't deal with it, so we split. Yeah, completely, utterly.
Insinuating, yeah.
Yeah, completely, utterly, totally false. I remember the discussion. It was in my living room in our apartment in the Bronx. And it was after all the Dearborn stuff was going on. And Nabil was getting invitations to speak at various places. And he said he got an invitation to speak at Princeton. And then, because of the Dearborn stuff, that got canceled. And they said, we don't want you up here when you're one of these guys that's blasting about Sharia. And talking about Dearborn being overcome by Sharia and stuff like that. And we're sitting there talking, and we eventually conclude, look, I said, you have to pick, right now you have to pick one. If you are more interested in doing evangelism and speaking on college campuses and so on, you should be doing that. You should focus on that. And you should drop the, Sharia and Dearborn stuff. You should drop that. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. If, however, you think, oh, okay, there's plenty of evangelists in the world, there's not enough people dealing with Islam and Sharia and the problems with Muhammad, then you kind of need to focus on that and realize that you're not going to be able to do the other stuff you want. But this isn't a situation where you can do both and be completely effective in both. And Nabil actually said, I think one of us should take each one. You focus more on Islam, I'll focus more on evangelism and speaking at various places. And we said, and then we're trying to figure out, what do we do? Because we were partners. And he suggested splitting up Acts 17 into like two wings. And he said, we could call this Acts 17 blue and this Acts 17 red, or whatever he said. He said, we're going to split Acts 17 into two things. And that way there's some division, and you can't say, well, David's doing this, Nabil, so we don't want you over here. Split it in two things. He took off and was heading to the airport, and I texted him and I said, I think we should just separate, because that's not going to, people will still use that against you. If I'm out there blasting away at Muhammad and you're part of the same organization, but we just have kind of two separate departments, they're still going to come after you, and it's still going to affect you, and it's still going to get you canceled. I think we should separate. And so he agreed. And I was like, gosh, if we're separating, then we're going to have separate ministries. And I thought I would really like to be Acts 17, because I thought of it. And so I was like, oh, what are we going to do with Acts 17? And Nabil texted me back and said, I think you should take that, which was perfect. And he was probably already thought like Acts 17 is associated with counter jihad stuff right now. And so he wants something different. But I was glad, because that's what we were already known as. So I wanted Acts 17. And what did he do? He went out and changed his ministry to Creed 2:6. With that said, we were still part of the same organization behind the scenes. So anyway, that's what happened. Sam's version is I couldn't remain partners with Nabil. He obviously called me out about something. And so that's why we separated. I gave you my version of events. Believe whoever you want to believe. Well, guys, that's what Sam was threatening to expose me for. If you better not cross me. Don't cross me. I told him years ago, whenever he would threaten me, if I criticized him, I would say, dude, I'm not exposing you because I don't want to expose you. I want to help you. When you threaten me, I really, really, really have an urge to do the opposite of what you're telling me to do, like really strongly. And so now we're in this situation. So guys, if you want to condemn me for something, then condemn me for not stopping him earlier. I totally accept that. I agree. For other stuff, not finishing things that I start and so on, guilty. Like I may be the worst in the world. I start things very well, unless there's like some specific deadline. Deadlines help. Some sort of deadline helps. Then I get a burst of energy. It's the same reason you've never seen me actually prepared for a debate. Like until it's like the day before the debate or something like that, I'm like terrible at preparation. There has to be some sort of like emergency situation, some deadline or something like that. That's when I really, really get a ton of energy and I get things done. Guys, when I shared my testimony video, I kind of focused on the things that were relevant to my testimony, but no, I was pretty messed up. Want me to start tossing out random stuff? I was 6 years old, 6 or 7, don't remember. I spray painted a 4-year-old girl in the eyes with black spray paint. It's messed up, right? She's a 4-year-old girl. 4-year-old girl. Trying to make a point here, Sam. I've done messed up stuff too. That's why I was able to work with you for so long.
Yeah.
Hey, we still got Sam's fans here. So as apparently he's telling them to ask, D-Wood, did you keep the project money? Did you steal? If I'm doing work on a project and I'm being paid for it, and then I don't finish the project, I wasn't paid to finish the project. It was just clear I was not going to finish the project, at which point I was no longer paid because it was clear I wasn't going to finish. So yeah, if you regard that as stealing, then yeah, you got me, guys. You got me for stealing. I did not complete the project.
6, 7.
So guilty on that. But guys, come on, we could do better than that. We could do better than that. Sam, everyone's worried about Dawa, guys. I have no idea why you guys are worried about Dawa, guys. They're gonna say stuff. Dawa is crumbling and dying. It's pathetic. I think it's hilarious when they when I see them turning into drama channels. I think it's hilarious. It's like you guys are giving up and you just want stuff to attack people on and make fun of people on because you can't do Dawa anymore because it doesn't work and no one buys it anymore. But hey, this isn't just about saying, I'll give people information. You want some stuff? Hey, Dawa guys, you want some stuff to attack me for? Again,
No,
this is
David,
what
you need to explain why you kept salary.
I kept salary when I was working on it. When I wasn't going to finish, then I wasn't. I don't know what to do.
Why did you keep salary, Dave?
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah. All right.
David, isn't it also true that you you work with that person who commissioned the project over those years? Like he's not demanding any money back or anything. Isn't that also the case?
No, if he did, I would give it to him, but he knows.
And you've continued to work with him over the years,
yeah,
right?
But yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make that clear for everybody. So he doesn't feel like he's robbed. He doesn't feel like he's been stolen from.
No.
I just want to make that clear to everybody.
No. And that guy has known me for he knows I start things constantly that I don't finish, and some of them I eventually finish. Some of them I eventually finish.
So the person who gave you the money is not complaining about it. Am I getting that right?
You are correct. Sam, to my knowledge, Sam Shamoun is the only person on the planet who's complaining about it because he was letting me know if you ever cross me, even if I'm going after all your friends and so on, if you ever cross me or expose me for anything I've done, then I will expose you. And he doesn't realize I don't care, dude. I just don't care. If you want to condemn me, I don't care. If your fans want to condemn me, I don't care. What do you want me to do? Hey, I even mentioned I would like give Dawa guys some information. Hey, so before I went to prison, before I went to jail. So I was in jail and then I got out. While I was out on bond, before I went back to jail and then went to prison. Dawa guys, here's your stuff. Here's your stuff. The last 2 girls I had sex with before I went to jail, one was 13 and one was 15. So when Muhammad Hijab's like, oh, you know what, if a girl's 13, but she got wide hips, that was the case. She had big boobs and wide hips, but she was 13. I did not care. I didn't care back then. So here I am, because in the minds of the Dawa guys, if you ever did anything, you can never condemn it because you did it once and you can never like take the opposite side. So I had sex with a 13-year-old girl. Now she flung herself at me. So I guess I can defend it. No, I don't defend it. Shouldn't have done it. Doesn't matter if a 13-year-old girl flings herself at you. It doesn't matter if she has big boobs and wide hips and so on. You don't do that sort of thing. The 15-year-old girl, to be fair, she told me she was 17, but it wouldn't. I eventually knew she was 15. I still didn't care. That girl, I had anal sex with that girl. Do you know what that would be in court? Do you know what that would be in court, guys? Sam, I'm trying to let you know, dude, what are you scared of? People finding out the truth? Who cares? If you want to condemn me for it, condemn me. I've done all sorts of messed up stuff in my life. Guys, the point is, that would be like, if it's a minor and you do something, it's a higher category. That would be considered like forcible sodomy or something like that, because she's not able to consent. What?
Can you quickly point out and explain to people that I was during your criminal life before you became a Christian?
Yeah, that was my criminal life before I became a Christian.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah. So I was bad. That was a bad.
You know what?
That was a bad thing.
I
Here I condemn Islam for all this stuff, but I did some of this stuff and I was messed up. Sam, why are you scared of people knowing things that you've done? Why are you so terrified? Because you're worried they're going to abandon you over it. Guess what? Do I look like I'm worried about people abandoning me over anything? If you want to abandon me because of something I did, abandon me. Go for it.
There
are other people to follow in the world.
Saint.
What?
I feel like a freaking saint right now.
Oh yeah. Oh hey. Now, AP brought up, hey, that was clarified that was before you were a Christian. That was indeed before I was a Christian. Back then, as far as I can tell, I was one of the most evil people you've ever met in your life. And you should be glad that you didn't meet me. I did not care. I did not care about anything except myself. Remind you of someone, Sam? Remind you of someone? But let's fast forward to Christian David. So David becomes a Christian in jail. I have to say, prison, I was pretty squeaky clean. I worked in the stock room. I did steal some stuff out of the stock room. Not big stuff, it was our food anyway, but you weren't supposed to take stuff out of the stock room that's supposed to go to the, be used to cook and cafeteria and stuff. So I stole like blocks of cheese and stuff, and we'd eat stuff. So there was stuff I would take out of the stock room. That's about the extent of my bad activities in prison. However, I'll point out, because again, Sam, don't care. I'll give you stuff. You want to attack me, Sam? Start writing. I'll tell you stuff. You want to message me? Dude, you can do way better than David doesn't finish crap he starts on. Everyone around me knows that. You want more stuff? I'll give you. I do not care. So I'll give you one, Sam. This is Christian David Wood. So I noticed after I got out of prison, much harder living as a Christian outside of prison. Why? Because my entire existence had been in jail. My entire existence as a Christian had been in jail and prison. I couldn't figure out why, when I got out, it was harder to live faithfully as a Christian. I just thought it was because there's so much more temptation out here. I've since, and I was just talking to a prison ministry about this and saying, hey, you need to communicate this to Christians in prison. But I was telling them that people don't realize prison has certain elements that are almost like a monastery, right? You got your Christian brothers all around. That. Guess what? That's accountability built into the system, right? You're surrounded by other Christians in your area. You go to church with these guys. You're in the same dorm with these guys. You're surrounded by Christians. That actually helps you being accountable to people around you and so on. Simplicity. I'm pointing this out because there are books like Dallas Willard's Spirit of the Disciplines and Foster's book on the disciplines. They point out that if you ask a Christian today, like, what are the disciplines of being, like disciplines or things you do as a disciple? What do you do as a disciple? What are the things that a Christian does? You get like 4 or 5. You get like prayer, Bible study, fellowship with other Christians, 1 or 2 other things, right? But those are the like basic things. If you go back to the early church, they had about a dozen major disciplines and several more minor disciplines. And it was things like simplicity. You were supposed to cut out clutter from your life so that you could be simple and focused and so on. Things like that. Frugality, not being wasteful and so on. Accountability, I just mentioned, right? Accountability. My point is, I realized later that the disciplines, a lot of the disciplines of the early church that we don't focus on anymore, no one tells you to live like a simple life anymore, like get clutter out of your life. But a lot of the things that were part of becoming a Christian and living as a Christian early on, they're not emphasized anymore, and people don't take issue with them. But I realize they're sort of imposed on you in prison. You have a very simple life in prison. Yeah, you might have to, the people in your face or something like that over something, but it's like you have a routine. You have a routine every day. You have to stand up beside your bed, but it's a very simple life. All your possessions are in one box beside your bed. That's all. That's all your possessions. That's all you've got. You've got one box of stuff. Your meals are all taken care of and covered. You have a simple life. You're not wasteful. You have accountability all around you. You have no excuse not to go to church services every single day or Bible studies every single day because they have them every single day. You get in a rhythm where you do this stuff constantly. Anyway, all of a sudden you get out of prison and all of that structure's gone. And then you find out, wow, it is way harder. Why is it so much more difficult to live as a Christian out here? So anyway, I meet my wife, Marie. She wasn't my wife then, but arguing with Nabil. She comes up to us, starts arguing with us both. I realize, well, this chick is everything I like in the world, except she's not a Christian. I'm going to put all my apologetics abilities into showing her that Christianity is true. So we start hanging out. We're reading books and stuff. I was at a conference recently in California with Ruslan. Ruslan was talking to people and saying, hey, it's easy to sit there with a girlfriend or something like this, and all of a sudden you're just laying in front of each other and you're spooning. He goes, be careful, spooning leads to forking. Spooning leads to forking. So he said that, and then I said what a horrible thing that is to say. But I was thinking in my mind, that actually happened. So I was sitting there, who's now my wife, witnessing to her, and she actually just lays down in front of me and takes her pants off. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to do anything. They were sitting there for a while. Anyway, then I went ahead and inserted something into her. I stopped after a few seconds and said, but I'm not. No, I'm doing. Nope.
Stop.
What?
Dude,
not stopping.
I have become Catholic just listening to this. Look at me.
That's where we're going. Here we go. So guess what, guys? We partly had sex for 10 seconds or something like that, and then I stopped. But
I'm just kidding, by the way, Catholics. Please don't be offended. I love Catholics.
So there was that. Check this out. So then I was what the heck just happened, man?
Nobody wants to hear this, man.
I was considered a saint. I was considered a saint in prison. Then I get out, and I've lost self-control with a girl that I'm trying to witness to, and so on. Right. So I was like, I made it clear we can't do that. We do not do that anymore. But then she'll be giving me BJs and stuff, and I could I was like solid as I'm trying to make a point, guys. What are you scared of? Yeah, we screw up. What are you scared of? People finding out? Oh no, AP did this. Well, I've done stuff too. What's your point? All right. So anyway. Here, I'm going to tell you, Sam, how I eventually dealt with that, right? Because I would realize, hey, when I'm in my right mind and I'm focused, I'm impervious, man. I'm not falling into anything. If I'm sitting there kissing on a girl that I want to marry and stuff like that, all of a sudden you're not in your right mind and hormones take over and you end up doing stuff, right? So what happened? I remembered what Jesus said. If your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out, which I've never met anyone who says, that's... you have to do that or something like that. Everyone basically takes that as you need to take some extreme steps when you're in your right mind to avoid stuff. And so I walked up to Marie. And I said, hey, we got to stop doing that. And I said, but I know from experience now, I will be in situations where I am not strong enough to resist doing this. And that's why in those situations, I need you to be strong enough to resist. Do not let me do anything when I'm not in my right mind. And then I said, if you let me do anything with you, after it's done and back when I'm in my right mind, I'm going to walk into the kitchen. I'm going to get a knife. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to slice my arm wide open, wrap a towel around it so I don't bleed out. And you can drive me to the hospital where they can stitch me up before I bleed to death. But that's what I'm going to do if you do not resist me when I'm not in my right mind. That's what I'm going to do. So if you want that on your conscience, then go ahead. But anyway, guys, notice, telling you all sorts of messed up stuff that you would never find out, because who knows about that? My wife. That's it. Now the whole world knows, and all the Dawa guys can condemn me. Who cares? Yeah, I bet. If that's a deal breaker for you, something back in 2002 or something like that, 2001, 2002. If that's a deal breaker for you, yeah. Sam, what are you scared of people abandoning for you, man? True. Guys, several years ago when Ravi Zacharias got exposed for doing all sorts of messed up stuff behind the scenes, Lots of people were just saying he's fake, and I tried to say, well, he may be just fake. In other words, like, did he really believe what he was saying, or was it all just fake? Or was he someone who's like struggling behind the scenes, but just, it just keeps doing stuff more and more until he's not even struggling against it, but he seriously believes and just thinks, I'm just flawed and so on. I pointed out, I don't know, but I pointed out how you end up living this double life, how you end up living this double life. How you can end up living a double life as a Christian for someone like that, right? So Ravi Zacharias starts going around speaking. Everyone's mesmerized. Their minds are blown by his awesome preaching and so on. So just imagine that guy just eventually like falls into something behind the scenes. Now, if it's good to have accountability. It's good to have someone that you can share, your struggles with and so on, share your failures with. But if all of a sudden you become like this super important example of like the awesomest Christian in the world, you get to a point where if you slip and do something messed up, you can't tell anyone because everyone idolizes you. You're a hero to everyone. And you would start thinking, well, I can't tell them that I actually messed up here. I can't tell them that I did this at a massage parlor. Is one of the things he was doing. I can't tell them that I did this at a massage parlor. And so you never get any sort of confession. And what happens? You say, okay, I have to deal with this myself. I can't tell anyone because they have so much love for me and confidence in me. I can't disappoint all these people who love me. So I have to keep this to myself. Kind of a problem dealing with stuff yourself. So anyway, eventually you screw up again. You can't tell anyone. Eventually you screw up again. Can't tell anyone. And you're just never accountable. And then you end up living a double life. Here's how you are in public, and here's how you are in private. And you never share the private you because then that would cause people to not have as much respect for the public you. And so what I encourage people to do back then, you don't need to shout your stuff all over the internet like I just did. That's an example. What are you scared of? Like, guys, if you're sitting here going, look what he did, I can't trust this guy anymore. That's up to you. That's your decision to make. The point is, most people are kind of forgiving. We understand that we all stumble and so on. So again, you don't have to like shout out. You don't have to expose yourself all over the internet. You should have someone that you're accountable with, right? You should have someone that you can share and talk to when you fall short and say, look, I did this. I need some help. Can you pray with me? What?
Yeah. For example, your priest.
Yeah. So everyone, you've all fallen short before you're a Christian, after you're a Christian. What you don't want is some double life where you're terrified of people finding out the truth and so on. I think everyone should be more honest about their struggles. I think that would actually help everyone. And I'm saying that because, again, I learned that from being in an environment where kind of everyone knows everyone else's business because everyone's around you at all times. And that actually helps you. And so trying to make a point here. What are you guys scared of? Sam, I'll expose you. Do it. Guys, I thought I was friends with Sam to help him. That's why I stuck with him, obviously, too long. I really thought I was there. So I thought I was on a mission from God to help this guy, not to destroy him, but to help him, and that he was eventually going to repent and he could confess to whatever he wanted to confess to, but did not want to expose him. Even after I split a few years ago, did not want to expose him, was still hoping he would be able to repent and so on. Now he's just attacking everyone. And so Sam, got to stop at some point, man. I don't know what it takes for you to look around you and realize, hey, I've tried doing things my way for all these years. Look what it gets me. I lose my friends and then I freak out on them and I attack them. Anyone criticizes me, I lose my mind. I sit around calling people whores and sluts, talking about their mothers and so on all night. Dude, seriously, like how do you think this is what God gave you your brain for? How do you think that he did not give you these amazing abilities for something more than drawing people in and then controlling them through insults and abuse? Like, how do you not think that you were given this for something more than that? You'll sit here and you'll be happy with 500 people watching your live stream or something like that. Dude, you would have 50,000 if you actually just used your abilities for the glory of God. You would have 50,000 people watching you every live stream, man. You would be changing the world, but you refuse. No, I just want to call people whores and sluts and make them feel like crap, and threaten everybody. I will destroy you. Don't you cross me? I'll humiliate you. Well, you got one guy in the world. You got one guy in the world who doesn't give a crap, dude, and that just happens. Hang on. I just want to point out. Yeah, you got one guy in the world who knows all this stuff about you, who was friends with you all these years, and who is not scared of anything you can do. Don't care at all. Do it. Doesn't care even slightly about anything you can do to him. And that's the guy you kept harassing and then going after his friends. And you also know this, Sam. You know you can attack me for years. I won't say a word. You know that. And you took advantage of that and were glad to attack me, knowing I wouldn't respond. But you also know that changes once you start going after my friends. And just so everyone knows, AP, if anyone wants to criticize AP, I don't care. I don't care. Sam Shamoun does not get to attack AP because I know why Sam Shamoun is really attacking AP. And it's not because Sam really cares about their marriage. He doesn't care at all. He's attacking AP because he still can't handle the fact that certain people reject and abandon him because of his behavior. And he declares war on everyone who's around the person who abandoned him. You're not doing it, dude. Not doing it. Not on my watch. So you want to do this? You want to do this? You want to do this every week? Go ahead. And Sam, I'll even say it now. If you want to respond to all of this by attacking me, you won't hear a peep out of me. If you keep attacking people around me and you keep abusing other people and you keep threatening your wife, I will come after you. We're done, dude. We're done with your cycle of abuse. It's not going to continue. So I don't understand how you could possibly be so insanely stupid that you think you can just get away with this for years. You're not getting away with it anymore, man. So it's very simple. One, realize that you're the problem. Realize that you were the problem. That happened to me in a jail cell. I don't know why you can't learn with your big brain. You go, I'm so smart. Me so smart. Make me smart, dude. Okay. You're the source of your problems. Use your big brain to figure that one out. Then decide that you're going to change. There's stuff that you can just change by your will. Change that stuff. There's other stuff it's more of a problem. Your psychological problems, your fear of abandonment, your attacking people, your impulsive attacks on anyone who slightly disagrees with you about anything. That's what you go to a psychiatrist for. So you walk into a psychiatrist's office, tell them, I'm the world's most obvious case of borderline personality disorder, and I have some narcissistic tendencies as well. It's a horrible problem, and so I need help. Get the help from them. You need to be under some sort of spiritual authority of someone you submit to. This is an ongoing problem with Sam. It could be a pastor or anyone else tells me, dude, you're wrong about that. He can't accept it. In his mind, well, I know the Bible better than you, and I can defend this by using my amazing abilities to justify whatever I want. You see, you're saying I shouldn't go around just calling people whores and talking about their mothers, but look, the word whore right here is in the Bible, so I can. Yeah, so Sam, do whatever is under your control. That's not going to be much. It's not going to be much because you are completely out of control much of the time. So get a psychiatrist to help you with your borderline personality disorder and your narcissistic tendencies. Actually submit to someone. Even if you think I know the Bible better than you, guess what? Anyone you talk to is going to be wiser and have more common sense than you. You're like way up here in intellectual ability for discussing theology. Every other area you're like at the bottom of the barrel, like disaster. So stop thinking, oh, I know more Bible verses than this person, so he can't tell me anything, and start thinking I'm massively dysfunctional and screwed up as a person, and therefore this person probably does know more than I do, and I should take this person seriously. And after all that, what are those collars called that like that Hassan whatever used to shock his dog? Like shock collars. Yeah. Shock collars at Hassan, what's his name? Hassan Piker, is that him?
Yeah.
Hassan Piker uses to shock his dog. Someone around you needs to have one of those, and it needs to be on your neck. And then if you're doing something like a live stream or something, there needs to be a shock collar. Matter of fact, you should have it hooked up to the chat so that when you're getting out of line and you're like, well, you disagree with me? Let me tell you something. That's what it needs to be. Let me tell you something about your mother. That's what it needs to be every time. Someone needs to be able to like shock you to modify your behavior over time. All right, guys. So those are my thoughts. Anyone else have any thoughts before we close out? Yeah, just a recap. Did we want to do this?
No.
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 We did not want to do this. We did not want to do this. I should have. I've already acknowledged everyone. I should have dealt with this a long time ago. Everything is happening. He's like, why didn't you expose that with his wife? Well, he's married to her later. It's like, what? I'm going to expose what this guy did to his wife before they got married and stuff. So there's, I wouldn't have exposed most of that stuff, but I should have put an end to his abuse of other people sooner. Way sooner. So I apologize to everyone for that. I was wrong. I've explained my reasoning.
Shame.
My reasoning was wrong. I'm flawed.
Shame on you.
That's it. And you have, and I have that brutal rebuke from AP right there.
Shame on you.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I just want to say that we through all of this, you know, we pray for Sam's good and we pray for his repentance. I think that it would be wise for him to step down and get right with the Lord, live his life for Jesus, not just teach, but the Bible says not just to be hearers of the word, but to be doers as well. So that's what we pray for Sam. We pray for ourselves as well, that we live according to God's will.
David, how old were you, bro, in both instances? You mean the two girls? 18. I was 18. So yeah. Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Lock me up? Here. D. Woody, you didn't have to admit all that stuff. I know that I didn't. Look at what Sam does. Sam finds out something about people and then uses that to try to control them for the rest of their lives. And, oh, if you ever try to leave me or abandon me over something I've done, here's what I'm going to expose about you. That, guess what, guys, that's what manipulators do. That's what it's one manipulation tactic. If you take away any fear, now I'm kind of built without the fear, but I'm trying to let other people know, if you just say, do whatever you want, come at me, expose me, don't care. They've lost their power. They can't manipulate. And if enough people do that, you've taken away all the power of the manipulator. And we saw this with, again, with Sister Aisha and Salman behind veils. They were told, if you come after Muhammad Hijab and the Dawa Bros, all hell's going to break loose. They're going to destroy you. And they said, go for it. But we're not being quiet about this stuff. So that was a good example for other people in the Ummah. Don't let the Dawa guys keep treating women like this, or you will be exposed. And it doesn't matter what threats you have or how you're going to threaten to destroy their lives. They're not letting you get away with this stuff. And so you need the same principle for someone like Sam. You already saw him. He has stuff stored. He has it. He's saying, he goes down a list. Here's all the stuff that I'm going to use to destroy you, my ex-wife, unless you do what I say. Well, guess what? If you just get to a point where you say, go ahead, expose me, I don't care. He has no power. Then what? All right. I think we've said it all. And now everything falls to Sam. If he's going to be in attack mode or victim mode or oh, I'm so sorry for the things I've done, but it doesn't last mode, or if he's actually going to take some steps to change.
Hey, David, he's in, hey guys, help me contact a lawyer mode.
Go for it. Hey, I saw his fans.
I'm not joking. I saw him say it.
I don't care.
If you actually think that you can sue over this, then you are you will be heavily disappointed, bro. Please try.
Yeah, and people in the chat were going, but bring the receipts, bring the receipts. This was submitted to my wife, after having this document, she submitted it to Michelle's lawyer when they were first up going for divorce. So guess what? It's all in there. We got in the emails, submitted to a lawyer. This isn't something D Wood just made up. No, I don't want to start putting up emails because I'm not like that. But Sam had to be called on this stuff because guess what? I mean, he was threatening his ex-wife to expose her for everything she's done. Okay, that's his method. Okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, Sam, when someone doesn't do what you want, fine. Okay, we can do that too. But it's going to hurt you worse than anyone else. And it didn't have to be this way. 100% on you. The abuse, 100% on you. The attacks on everyone around you, 100% on you. Why we're having this discussion right now, 100% on you. Deal with it.
Yeah,
All
in
you-
fact, I would urge everyone, especially Sam's fans, please ask him to sue. Please beg
tell
him
him.
to sue. I would urge you guys, especially if you actually believe that Sam is right here, I would urge you guys to go over and to ask him to sue. Please do it. Please do it. I dare him to do that.
yeah,
The
Sam, if
outcome
you're
will be very good.
Yeah, Sam, if you're going to continue being in your attack mode, guess what? I'd rather you be attacking me. That's just have you noticed that pattern, Sam? When Nabil converted to Christianity, I thought, cool, I'm done with Islam because I'm not really interested in it. And then I saw, hey, actually people threatening to kill Nabil. Let me make sure for the rest of my life that I'm always a more attractive target to jihadis by always being way meaner than Nabil. And guess what? It worked. No one's, after a while, people weren't talking about killing Nabil. They were just talking about attacking the Dizzle. And
Because David's like, I'm attractive. I'm so attractive.
I am super attractive. AP, years ago when Muhammad had told, I'm going to go after all the wives. Now, I knew Surah 6, verse 108. I had that one in my pocket. I knew I can make them stop. But part of it was also, I bet I can distract you guys and get your attention. Bet I can start eating the Quran. You guys are going to pay attention to me. You're going to forget all about going after the ladies. Guess what? Worked perfectly. And here we have, I'm David. I'm going to attack everyone around you. Really? Because I think I can keep you distracted for a long time, bro. Now, either come at me or repent. So, and quit being such a coward. Scared of everyone leaving you. Man up. Time to man up. You're in your 50s, dude. Man up. Make a change. Should have changed a long time ago. Hope we don't have to do this again, but if we have to, I'm here and I am not backing down on this again. I acknowledge my wrongs in letting it continue this long, and I'm not going to let this continue. And Sam fans, have fun using the information I shared. Talk about me.